And welcome everybody to the Heroes Era. This is session number 7. Joining us in a little bit will be Vincent. He's taking care of some things. We're going to go ahead and start the game without him tonight. And to lead in, why don't we just introduce the players that we have with us? Beginning with Xander.
Sure, I'll start. Hi, I'm Xander. I'm Jason. I'll be playing Xander, the half-elf bard. We just slipped over to level 3 last week. Makes a habit of making things drop and laughing hysterically, and then gets in there with his short swords. Looking forward to getting to Dunlop's Tavern and seeing what else is in store for us.
Indeed. And Silverado?
Hi, I'm Bodhi. I'm playing Silverado, the wood elf monk from the forest, out of his element. Just got done killing an ogre and got all his blood punched out in one strike. It was very horrific for him. Hoping to do some shopping and trying to take care of his newly owned warg that was dropped into his lap.
Indeed. How have things been going with that warg so far?
Not great. I got him a day ago in game. I got him yesterday or 2 days ago at the very most.
Right.
As in help for helping at the Congress will rise to power, essentially. And it was one of the prize wargs, and it was great, but I don't know how to treat an animal.
Okay.
My last pet was a snail.
I see. This will be a big difference.
It will be, yes.
Okay. So, let's see. So, do we want to give a brief recap of last session? I remember you guys were on your way to Brother John's vineyard to take care of a situation there. You're traveling with a group of dwarven miners.
Yeah, that's right. We got word that some of Fausto's men were being held captive by some goblins led by a big ogre. And we were told by Condrazul that if we were to get in there and take out the ogre, that the cowardly goblins would flee, and he wanted his goblins back anyway. So that's part of his motive for telling us that. So we hooked up with some dwarves that are setting their sights on Dunlop's Tavern as well. So we teamed up with them, started traveling, and then we left them at camp while we went off on a kind of a stealth mission to take out this ogre, which we did quite successfully last week. I'm not sure if did any of us really get hit. Did Silverado? Did you get hit?
Oh, I got hit big time. I was down. I think I got downed and then got back up for 2 health because you gave me a healing word.
Healing word, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I killed the ogre. I think it was before that, but if you didn't do that, I would have probably been dead.
Yeah, you just knuckled up against that ogre and came out on top.
I did, yes.
And with the ogre were a bunch of Fausto's men, and one of them was about to be made into ogre lunch. So you have effectively saved him, and you see that all of Fausto's men are there, tied up under the tent as well.
Right on.
Well,
So I mean, we might as well search. Are the goblins still around, or they've buggered off?
The goblins that were in the group with the ogres have taken off. You killed 2 of them, and then 2 of them ran away.
Maybe Silverado, maybe you do you mind watching my back if I try and get all these guys on time? Remember there was one guy on a spit. Maybe I can try and use my short sword and try and get them all uncut or undone and freed up. And if you just watch my back in case anybody, anything.
I'll keep watch.
Hiding. Yeah. So I'll do that. I'm going to try and to the best that I can. I'll get all these guys unbound.
Okay. And I'm just going to make a chance roll here with the D10 to see how many of these guys are severely injured. And the number I roll will represent how many are severely injured.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Jesus.
We got a 10.
All right. Well, this changes things.
Before I rolled that, I thought, some shouldn't be injured, so maybe I should choose a different dice. But alas, the dice have been cast.
They're not in great shape.
Yes.
Well, I do have my healing kit, and I am a jack of all trades. So
it would simply take time. which I'm
Pardon?
sure we have.
So
and we just need to be able to get them back to our campsite, at which they can probably get a proper rest and maybe get some food into them.
Mm-hmm.
yes, badly injured though they are momentarily in high spirits as you have
Sure.
come to their rescue, shortly before they've been made into a meal. So
Sure.
as they, are cut free, although they're badly wounded, they're reaching for whatever weapons are nearest at hand. Of course, when they were sent here, you'll recall that they're sent here in the midst of battle with the army of hobgoblins, and they were sent to the aid of Brother John from Hawkins Farm to assess the situation and render whatever aid is necessary. I believe this is 2 days later, so they look very hungry, but and very beaten up. They've taken quite a beating by this ogre. Perhaps they've made several escape attempts to no avail. But also, as you're releasing these people who are captured and beaten up and rendering aid to them, they're attempting to arm themselves and survey the situation, for these are rugged men themselves. And then also from the tree line that these goblin patrols are patrolling, from the tree line come rushing out just civilian types armed with clubs, swords, and whatever weapons they have and they begin shouting at the various goblin groups, and they begin driving them off, and the goblin patrols and groups that are camped around Brother John's orchard are kind of driven off in every which direction by the people of the orchard, who have now been emboldened to fight them, now that this ogre has been killed, and they see the rescue of, this almost dozen men, along with, the three of you, and perhaps the dwarves on the horizon.
Right on. So these were just other captives or other people working in the orchard, but under control of the goblins, essentially, that kind of rose up after we got there. With the ogre, I guess the ogre was the main oppressor.
Yeah, the situation seems to be that the tree line was kind of the line in the sand, if you will, like on the outside of the trees, the outside of the orchard and the vineyard and whatnot. The goblins were not entering, so there was something that was preventing them, whether they couldn't gather enough might to overthrow the people within Brother John's orchard, or whatever it may be. These are people that were kind of watching the tree line. I'm sure they've all just been at a state of heightened emergency, having been surrounded by these goblins and hobgoblins. And, perhaps they noticed a weakening of their forces. As you recall, the hobgoblin forces have been withdrawn for the most part into the mountains, as Condrazul explained. So these are actual people from the orchard kind of surging out of the trees and just taking back what is rightfully theirs and driving off these goblins.
Right on. Now that everyone's freed, all the goblins are out of our way, I'm still a rogue at heart, and always looking for a few extra coins. So I'm just going to look around where in their encampment and see if there was anything worth taking with us. Whether it's maybe they had some food, although it looks like they were going to eat one of these captives, so there probably isn't much in the way of food.
Right. What seems to be left of this encampment has been serving this ogre and the goblins. And the goblins that you slayed don't seem to have any possessions. If you know anything about goblins, perhaps that is their way. And however, the ogre has a large sack. Seems to be overflowing with his prizes.
Interesting.
Okay. All right, that's nice to hear.
Am I able to lift it?
The sack is huge.
Okay.
So within the sack, it's kind of like overflowing and spilling out onto the ground already. You can see that there's actual furniture in there.
Okay.
So
a couple chairs.
Interesting. Yeah, so there's stuff that I wouldn't want to bother carrying.
Well, you'll find a broken accordion, to name a few things, a moldy wheel of cheese, 36 gold pieces, a small ruby gem, just as big as the end of your finger or so, but it seems very nicely polished.
Wow.
Some rabbit skins and an old, basically an old beef, an old cow that has been butchered, but it's kind of the meat has spoiled.
Okay.
So it's cow meat, just not an actual cow.
It's like a whole, but it's like a whole cow's worth of meat that's
Okay.
been butchered, and somehow he ended up with it. It's pretty nicely wrapped itself, although it has spoiled.
Shame.
Everything else is just kind of random trash. Seems to take value or see value in things that most people would just see as garbage.
Sure. We're going to do this cash here, Silverado. Do you want to? I mean, do you want to just split it? There's about 36 gold pieces here. Do you want to just divvy it up right now so we can want to?
Sure, yeah.
Do you want to hold on to this ruby, or I can hold on to it until we figure out what its actual value is, if you want?
You hold on to it. You're the magic man.
With that, okay. Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll take the rabbit skins and the broken accordion.
Cool. The rabbit skins are in pretty good shape. They're like it looks like they were going to be used for making some kind of larger garment or something. They're already kind of stretched and cured. I've never made any fur or anything, so forgive me. But they're wound on. They're like wrapped around a spool, like you would imagine, a fabric that was going to be put to use, or perhaps sold by somebody for somebody else to be put to use.
Cool. And I'll just go over and I'll pull my lute around and just start riffing a little bit and just ask all the captives if they're okay to travel. We're camped about an hour's walk from here, maybe less. We were taking our time getting here just so we wouldn't make too much noise. We can probably just double time it back if we need. And we're in an orchard. Are there fruit or anything hanging on trees that we might be able to get some food?
Yeah. So the part that you guys are on now is kind of in the field on the roads leading to the orchard. So if you guys wanted to see about some food or some kind of anything like that, you would probably want to head north into the orchard area. And when you speak to the people that you've rescued, that seems to be their mode of thought as well, is continue to Brother John to seek refuge, and they'll heal up there or whatever needs to be done. And then they also ask how things are at the farm. They seem quite
better
quite
now.
Concerned.
Yeah, they are
better now.
Yeah, certainly better. We took care of the main issues. A small contingent of the one of the military is there, like a good, say 10, 15 people are there.
Oh, good.
So
okay.
yeah, you'll be safe from any further threats for a while until they have to leave and go back.
Okay.
They kind of deserted, so yeah.
Okay,
Take that as you will.
They do seem, a little bit at ease, knowing that they're warriors back at the farm, because obviously that's the place that they've grown accustomed to being. Many of them have homes nearby, or would call the farm itself their home. So rather than make the journey back badly injured and, just completely exhausted, they would prefer to go to the orchard. So that's kind of what they'll be tending to do, is they gather up whatever they can use for a makeshift weapon and kind of try to gather whatever's left of any of their belongings.
Is there a way we can send a message to Hopkins to tell him that his men are secured and they're safe?
It almost sounds like they might be making the trek back once they're kind of healed up a little bit.
I know, we could probably send a runner now, or I don't know. Anyone that wants to go to Hopkins Farm if there's anyone like that, they might as well relay a message.
Did
I'm
you
just
guys?
spitballing
I
here.
think you guys kept the snakes, the messenger snakes.
Oh, that's true. We do. We do have a messenger snake.
We could send a message to him with that, and then you can send it back with a confirmation or something. We could just keep the snake.
I've got some parchment that I got from one of our very first battles at the farm in the marketplace. I'll draft up a little note mentioning that we freed all of Fausto, all the men of that were working with Fausto. They're actually continuing their way to Brother John's orchard just to heal up. They're pretty battered and malnourished, but everyone seems well and in good spirits, and they're aware of the situation at Hawkins Farm now. And it sounds like when they're better, they might make their way back to Hawkins Farm, something like that in a note.
And I put a little addition at the end, like, please send Snake back,
Oh, good call.
so we don't lose our only form of communication.
Do you intend to say where you will be to receive the snake?
Yeah, because we just go Snake, find him in the wilderness. It seems like a smart move. Let's just tell him we're going to Dunlap's Tavern. Unless we plan to go to Brother John's first and stop off there and do anything. Which is not the route that the dwarves are making. I suggest we do Dunlap's Tavern.
Yeah, I just don't know if they would go that far. From what we've seen on the map, it looks like it might start to get a little bit chilly. I don't know if it's the proper weather for those things.
Well, the goblins use them,
Never
right?
been there before. Yeah, that's true.
And they told us to send them a message to the Shale, which is like somewhere in the mountains, if I'm correct.
That's true. Yeah, let's do that.
So
Tell them to send it to us at Dunlop's Tavern.
Yeah. All right.
If it doesn't get to us, that's not the end of the world if it doesn't get there, but if it does, that's great.
Yeah,
Send note.
Xander, you might be familiar with messenger snakes in the tropics, so that might be why you're feeling that way. But perhaps it's a different kind of snake, or because your guys' logic does prove out. It would seem
Different breed.
if it returns.
Okay. I see.
It's
'cause
snatched by a hawk.
It's a lot warmer where I'm from, in Locaria.
Yes.
Same here.
Okay. So very good.
Yeah,
you guys.
that's a good plan, Silverado. We'll do that. Tell them
Yeah.
tell them that way we don't have to wait around too, because we kind of wanted to carry on.
Yeah. I attached a note to the snake, and I don't know how to set these things, so I just like go be free. Go to Hopkins Farm. You know, that place you've been before. It's really unsure if I'm doing the correct thing or not.
As you're like saying, "Go, be free," the snake is just kind of fluttering around in the air, and then at the mention of Hawkins Farm, it points south and begins flying very quickly through the air, almost like an arrow.
Man, this is magical.
Indeed.
So do we want to go back and meet up with the dwarves then? If they're okay, these guys are okay now.
Yeah, it seems like the
they're
plan.
on their way back to the Brother John's. We don't have any business in Brother John's, so let's go meet up with our dwarven friends.
Mm-hmm.
We'll bid them adieu, wish them farewell.
Are we going to Brothers John's or are we going to Dunlap's Tavern?
We're on our way to Dunlop's Tavern. We just left those dwarves at our camp. We're going to Dunlop's Tavern.
Okay, well, let's meet up with the dwarves and we'll make the rest of the way with them.
So we'll bid them all farewell and hope they're wish them good fortune.
Yeah, let's head on out.
Very nice. Would anybody be able to check the Discord to see if Vincent has updated? If not, then I'll just
Should
continue
be
here.
soonish, like 15 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, nothing yet.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Oh,
notification.
yeah, I guess he said in about an hour.
Like an hour, yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see here.
Well, I certainly have a plan. So where are we right now in terms of climate? Is it coldish or is it still like warm?
It is cold, and today it begins to rain a little bit. The rain is cold, and the sky is overcast. There's frozen puddles here and there. Most of the snow on the ground has melted away, but there are traces of it. The snow that came with the terrible storm.
Maybe just before we leave, the goblins and the ogre were building a fire. Maybe they had any dry wood around. I might grab maybe just enough that I could carry under one arm.
Is there any like clean cloth around as well, or like I know there's goblins we're talking about, so probably just any cloth, just like any lengths or anything like that.
They had made like a tent out of some cloth, so you can use some of that cloth for something.
I'll take like a good a good roll of cloth because I do a lot of craft stuff.
Okay. That whole tent that they had made up might be worth saving. It's pretty dirty around the edges, but a lot of things around here are pretty dirty, so.
Okay. So also take the tent.
Okay. The dwarves have a wagon with them, but there's no mule or anything like that, so it's just a cart that they've been drawing by hand.
Okay.
And
well,
as you guys are kind of gathering up things in the area, you see behind you approaching two people who you recognize. Kevin and Fausto is hobbling along on one leg beside a mule. For some reason, he's not riding the mule despite his broken leg. And Kevin, when he sees you guys, just waves, says, "Hey!" And
I salute Kevin.
And Kevin and Fausto kind of rush down, rush across the field to greet you guys. Wow. And Kevin's like, "Can't believe you left without saying anything." And Fausto's like, Fausto seems to agree.
We're not much for
goodbyes.
Farewells, goodbyes. Yeah, we knew it was going to be a difficult leave, regardless of when it happened. So we elected just to
go.
Nonetheless, it's really nice to see you guys. Although it hasn't been long, when you're out in the wilderness like this, it's nice to see a friendly face.
Fausto says, "Well, Adam, we bring more than the friendly face. We're bringing you this friendly mule here. Because, you're going a long way up the mountains, and it's going to be pretty rough. So we had a couple stowed away from the army. Just, maybe don't tell them that you got this from the farm."
Sure, no problem.
Sure. How'd you get... Did Fausto have that broken leg before? Or
if you recall, during the...
He took a beating, right?
Well, during the battle of for Hawkins' farm, he made a bit of a fool of himself coming off of the roof of the stables, and he broke his leg trying to come down too quickly.
I thought he got that from the mule. That's why I was asking.
Oh, no, the mule seems to be quite friendly and well fed.
Awesome.
And it
has mules is they can eat, they can graze off of the land. That's good.
Yeah.
The problem with horses, you got to feed them.
Okay, well, we don't want to run into that issue. We don't want food as it is. We got this warg.
No, I just mean mules can live off the land, but horses usually you have to have oats and. They don't forage like.
I can take care of my warg. I'm just gonna get some meat for him from Dunlap's Tavern as soon as I can, so he doesn't have to eat rotten meat.
Well, I was gonna say we got to keep the warg fed so it doesn't eat our mule.
Yeah. That's another point.
Thank you very much, Fausto and Kevin. This is a very welcome gift, and your timing couldn't have been better.
Kevin pulls a satchel from his back and says that Mrs. Hawkins is embarrassed that she didn't think to give you guys these before you left, and she hands you guys he hands you three folded fur cloaks, not full cloaks, but for the shoulders and down to your waist. It seems to be similar to one that Old Man Hawkins was wearing, so she probably made these from scratch.
Wow.
Cool. Got some clothes.
That's really nice. Thank you. Please pass on our most sincere thank you to Miss Hawkins too. She's been most gracious in looking after us while we were at the farm.
Got like 3-4 outfits now.
And Fausto says, "Well, I'm glad we caught you here, and I see a bunch of my men too. This is a great day. So yeah,
but they're a little banged up. But their spirits are high right now.
Well, thank you guys. You are the heroes of Hawkins Farm, you know." And Fausto goes over to greet the men who he works side by side with, who are, some of them are mercenaries, some of them are workers on the farm. And he seems quite happy to be in their company again.
Oh, I walk up to Kevin, since I didn't give him a proper goodbye, just absolutely bloodied. Like I'm still pretty hurt. I haven't gotten healed yet, so I just like hobble up to him like, "Hey, Kevin, what's up, man?"
"Oh, Silverado, what are you doing, man? You're getting into trouble all the time, it seems like."
"I've died 3 or 4 times in the past 3 days. It's been a lot."
You were down. You weren't out. You were just down.
I haven't died. I went out though.
He looks down at the ogre. "Did you do that?"
Yeah, pretty much. He got a good swing on me too. I most certainly would have crushed my skull into little itty bitty pieces if he got another hit in.
Damn. He looks just incredibly impressed as he's like looking at the size of this ogre.
Yeah, man, it's I'm gonna have to make a mass grave.
He says, "I was thinking about, joining the army and learning to fight like you guys."
Kevin?
Well, Kevin, I learned how to fight because of my family, back east. Like I have like a good 50 to 60 years of training because I age so slow. That's how I know how to fight.
Wait, what do you mean? How old are you?
I'm 243, Kevin.
Oh, Silverado, you're really cool for an old man.
Technically, I'm very young in Elvis age. All right, I'm about the same age you are, pretty much. Well, maybe a couple of years older. The age conversion rate is very weird with elves.
Okay,
I wouldn't worry
that
about
makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I've had a lot of time to train, Kevin, and a lot of experience fighting, so I wouldn't stress, having to go to the military to learn. You can have someone else teach you.
Sure.
And he just says, "Well, I thought it'd be a good way to, develop my skills." And he pulls out the Hawkins heirloom blade.
Well, I mean, I would teach you, but I can't teach at all for whatever it's worth. I can't teach. You would have to go find someone like Fausto or one of his men, probably, or you could like have it be a family thing, and you could like stab each other a bit, It's all fun.
If you didn't
games.
notice, Fausto's not that great with the blade. That's
Well,
why I was thinking about the military.
Have you ever been to Dunlop's Tavern, Kevin? We've never been. We don't really know what we're getting for. Is it a big place? The settlement?
Said, "Well, it used to be a pretty good sized mining town, but I heard it was mostly wiped out."
Well, I want to go shopping, but seems like that's not going to happen for a bit. I have to wait till I get to the Elven place up north.
Yeah, Hetlevin.
He says, "I don't know. I heard some weird things about Dunlop's Tavern, but yeah, I'm not sure if they have buildings or what they're doing there now. I know the tavern made it, but he doesn't seem to know too much about it, just common rumors."
Okay, I just wasn't sure maybe if there might be someone or something there where you could go and learn, improve your skills.
Yeah.
So, well, I was thinking about going there because that's where the army is. I could just join up.
You should definitely have this conversation with your father at least, if you haven't already.
Well, he wouldn't let me come. Come on, Silverado. He barely even let me fight for the safety of our farm.
Yeah, but then you would have to go some other places. You have a whole tour to do, and it's like a commitment and like a contract. You can't leave without getting in trouble. It's a whole ordeal.
Well, Xander, how did you learn to fight?
Oh man, I grew up in the streets in Locria. It wasn't so much learning as it was just a way of life.
He's a street fighter. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's just
So he
kinda-
is.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to make it then. I mean, I don't
Well,
have that kind of background or anything.
if you think about it this way, you survived an assassination attempt, a kidnapping attempt, and uh, and you helped
Battle.
kill some goblins too. Yeah, and you were in battle. You survived a highly skilled assassin. All right. I have his daggers coated with the poison still. I mean, you could have one if you want. I don't know what these do.
He's like, so you think that I could probably wind up doing big things? I just need the right training.
And experience too. Definitely experience for sure.
I should probably come with you guys.
Oh, I don't know about that, Kevin.
Hey, let the kid. He can make his own decisions. I think he's
I was planning a name. I was
You're
naming.
welcome to join along with us, Kevin. If that's where you're thinking you want to be, man.
All
I mean,
right.
go up there and check it out. I mean, the worst case scenario, you get up there and realize maybe it's not for you, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be dwarves or someone heading back towards Hopkins that you could tag along with.
Yeah.
Silverado, you seem pretty upset, man. What's the problem?
It's a very stupid. I was gonna name my warg Kevin in honor of you, and if I'm saying, "Hey, Kevin, come over here," my warg and you are gonna come over here, and it's gonna be confusing. So that's my reason. I don't know what else you expected from me.
Oh man, okay. Kevin's like, well, yeah, that might be weird, but you could call him Kev or something.
I was gonna call you Kev. That's the thing. I was gonna call you Kev and call the warg Kevin.
Well,
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
I don't want to ruin your plans with the warg.
It's all right. It's all right.
Like,
It's funnier this way too.
it's like, really? You guys think I could go with you? I'll take care of myself, he says.
All right. All right.
I think it's a good idea, Kevin.
Yeah, I haven't started fighting seriously until like literally a week ago. So I don't know. Same thing could happen to you. You get really strong really quick. You can come along. Come on.
Kevin seems like he has a lot on his mind, but he seems pretty stoked about joining your expedition.
Having a road trip with the boys.
He's like, well, what's next? What can I do?
Um.
We're gonna go meet up with our dwarven friends.
Mhm.
They're we set up a camp just across the way, just a little bit out of eyesight of this place.
I hope we don't run into any owl bears. That would suck. I don't think we would survive that. Like a good pack of them will wipe all of us out.
We'll avoid that.
Yeah, they're tough creatures.
Well, maybe we shouldn't make a fire. I don't know. That sounds really scary.
It's gonna be cold, Kevin. It's gonna be really cold.
While Silverado's chatting, I'm just gonna load the mule up with some dry firewood from if there was any that the ogre and the goblins had from their they were gonna roast
Sure.
Fausto's.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some dry firewood that you can gather for the wagon.
Perfect.
It's good that you did
Perfect.
because the dwarves did not have much.
No, I wouldn't thought. And then, like you said, we're getting into less desirable weather, I guess. I'd say.
Indeed.
With that, I mean, if Fausto's still there, I'll just I'll give him a good handshake and just wish him well. It was really great to meet him, and I maybe we'll cross paths again one day. Give our best to Hawkins and the missus, and take care of yourselves, and don't let the army come in and boss you guys around.
And tell him I kidnapped his boy.
We'll look after Kevin.
Fausto says, yes, so look after the boy. I'll tell old man Hawkins. He's not going to be happy, but the boy is really a man now. So, Kevin, he should do his own thing.
He got down like twice. That's what you need to. So you need to become a man. I've done it 3 times, so I'm good.
Yes, we all grow up in our own ways. And Fausto is, very thankful again to you guys for the help that you've rendered on the farm, and then finding his men and everything that you've done for them.
All right.
Do you think while we've been doing all this, we could consider like a short rest? I don't know. Maybe Silverado could use would get a bit of a healing back.
Heavily injured.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
I'm gonna use all my hit dice.
I'm untouched, but I know my friend Silverado could use some.
I'm
And I only have one spell left, and I just have a feeling I might need it before we go to bed.
very hurt.
He's been teeing off with an ogre, so.
Yeah. Teed off on by an ogre. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get
totally.
10 health. I'm almost back to full. That's very good.
There you go.
Well, I'm consistently getting more paler every time I go down.
Just nearer and nearer to death.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Brings back memories.
Kevin, do you mind leading the mule? You might be a little bit more comfortable with it than we are. But
Yeah. You brought it here.
He's happy to do it, and he takes the reins to lead the mule.
Awesome.
I pull Xander aside, and I'm like, just out of earshot of Kevin. I'm like, all right, this is, man, Kevin better be a really good fighter, or this might go bad pretty quickly.
Hey, sink or swim, man. This is the only way. This is how we learned, right?
It's a trial by fire, yeah.
A few weeks ago we were still kind of learning our way too, and look where we are now. I think he just needs some encouragement and maybe a little bit of guidance. I think it'll be okay. We'll keep an eye on him.
Well, yeah.
But, eventually, you got to leave the nest.
I know. I just don't want to wake up to Kevin being like kidnapped again for like the second time.
Evil
I
laughter.
feel like something's bad's gonna happen to him. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Anyway, that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to talk about.
Indeed.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm gonna keep one eye on him too. I know.
All right. Well, let's get to traveling.
Sure. If you want, I'll I know if you don't mind staying in the middle, I'll take the lead, and Vincent can take up the rear.
Mm-hmm.
We travel on.
Now I don't know anything about wargs, obviously. Because I was just given one a couple days ago, and that was my first like real encounter of taking care of one. Do I know if I know this one hates the heat, but does he like the cold?
The heat with the heat issue is more that it has black fur, so in like the full sunlight, it's gonna become really overheated running it under the full light of Shogra fleece.
Right on.
So they do seem equipped for the cold though, with thick fur and thick undercoat.
So is he like a husky that loves the snow or something like that, or?
Yeah, he's pretty dirty compared to what a dog would look like, and his hair is, I mean, if you just imagine like kind of a really mangy dog, wolf size.
Damn, I need to get a brush.
I was just gonna say you need to find him a brush.
I need to do some pet care.
Yeah, I mean the hobgoblins weren't big on, taking care of themselves. So when it came to the animals,
grooming their animals.
Yeah, they're well fed, but not well groomed.
I take a little bit of of that cloth I had earlier, and I kind of soak it in the cold snow a bit. And I tie it around the dog's neck, so he'll start to cool down a bit.
Oh, cool. Okay, right on.
That's cool. It's a good idea. Really good.
He bites at it a little bit, but as he takes some of the coolness from it into his mouth, he just kind of leaves it be.
It's like a very snappy dog. God.
Pretty wild, man. He's pretty wild.
Do I name him Kevin or do I name him Kev? Because I didn't anticipate Kevin coming at all.
That's the real quandary.
I have to think about it.
So, as far as the dwarves go, we're looking at, just to summarize the group here, the leader of the expedition was Thragnoun, and his wife is Humnalda. And then they have with them two laborers, Boruli and Brukoth. And then they also have the wizard Strodrake, and then the gem expert Dethida, who also helped you rig up those bombs.
Say gem expert?
Yes, she is their gem expert.
Let's show her the ruby that we got.
She raises her eyebrow and holds it very close. A fine specimen.
It's like a precious gem, right?
She says, indeed. I'll have to look up the actual worth before she gives you an actual worth because she would know and I do not.
That's awesome. Good call on that. I totally forgot about that.
I also show her the
That's really smart.
little jade marble I keep with me, and I show it to her, and it's just like a very small like marble, and I just carry it around. And it has a little slot in it for like a little necklace piece,
Oh, okay.
kind of like a bead. I guess would be more akin to it. I'm like, what do you think of this?
What land is this from? She seems to look at it for a moment. That is
Oh,
not
it's
very
from-
familiar to me.
It's from the forest. I'm from the redwood forest.
Oh,
I found this near one of the weird gravity spots that we have over there for whatever reason. I'm not a science man, so I don't know. But it flung out of one of the geysers near there, and it just kind of landed in my hand, and I took it as a sign of good luck. So
oh my
put a little
goodness.
hole in it, and I put it around my neck.
Well, it is beautiful. I cannot say what it is worth. I've never seen a stone like this. She seems to like kind of squeeze it lightly between her fingers to try to approximate its density.
I always assumed it was like around 5 gold.
And
I mean-
you're saying this is like a jade marble of some kind that you're
Yeah, it's from my background. I got to have one keepsake worth 5 gold, so I
right on.
chose a gold marble. I also have jeweler tools and proficiency with them, so I've been keeping care of it.
Oh, cool. Well, she says, yes, this is quite rare in these lands, so it looks like could be part of a beautiful piece.
I'm sure. I had to give it up first, and I'm probably not going to do that for a while.
Well, it must be very dear to you. It sounds like even some sort of blessing, maybe. Deathida kind of has a sense of wonder to her.
Yeah, it's man, the events leading up to me getting that little marble is I don't know if it's a blessing or not. But more on that later. We gotta keep on the road.
Well, we have time, Silverado. What? Please. Perhaps a story would help to pass the time.
Ah,
Well, back when I was a wee young lad in the forest, I'm a very friendly person as I am now, so I get to meet a lot of people and I become friends with them. I understand I'm annoying a little bit, but I attribute that to me being out of my element in some of these countries I've been through. And
Annoying, we had a blast with those bombs.
Mm.
She kind of snickers at her own pun.
I see you there. But yeah, in the forest we have this place called Dunesmere Lake.
Oh, yes.
It's where Dunesmere, he keeps the giant evil Titan dude away, and
Oh,
we
yes,
throw
thanks
like
to Dunesmere.
yeah, we have like picnics around there all the time. And we just throw in random stuff for him to use. It's not littering.
Oh, no, that is a beautiful thing.
It's like bottles, and like it would be littering if it was anywhere else, but it's like a trash heap basically for us. Anyway, I go there a lot.
Well, that's not what I recall, but indeed,
No,
you have
no,
the local perspective,
would
so
be.
please.
It would be a trash heap, except all the trash goes to Dunsmere, which he uses to hurt people. If it was any other lake, it would be a trash heap.
Well,
Like,
a
it would be
dwarf with a
full.
broken bottle is quite formidable.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, long story short, I met a lot of people. I'm a very friendly person, with me being as long aged and as you being a dwarf can appreciate that. If a human friends, they sometimes pass away, and so
Yes.
it's
Just
been
when you're getting to know them.
it's been a rough couple hundred years for me. And so when I was on one of my particular spirals, as it would be after a friend of mine died, protecting me actually, I went out to one of those. I was heading to the lake to calm down a bit, and one of the geysers shot out the marble. So I don't know if that was like a blessing or an omen.
Oh, I think so. I think it must be connected to the soul of your lost friend.
Well, they were my mentor, really.
Oh,
Lost her to the Feywild. Bad business.
I see. The
Yeah.
Feywild. Yes,
Mhm.
there are places in the mountains here very close to the Feywild.
I know a place that's real close and reliable to get into. Not at my home either.
Oh, where?
I can't tell you. That's a secret.
Okay.
Because I don't
Okay,
want people
Silverado.
going in there and dying, because it will happen.
Yes, well, some things are better kept as secrets, indeed.
Mhm.
And she hands back to you both of the ruby and the jade marble.
I put the marble around my necklace, and I hand the jade to not the jade, the ruby to Xander, and I pull out my my wine bottle and start drinking whatever's left of it very heavily.
As you pass it out, I'll just hold my hand up. No, man, you're more an expert on jewelry than I am. You hold on to that thing for now.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm good with that. Yeah.
okay, I put it in my pocket and I keep drinking.
So, as you guys continue, it starts getting towards nightfall. Are you guys picturing the region map there of West Hetleven?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I'll organize a nice fire pit and then use my prestidigitation and get a good fire going.
okay. So you guys would be going, basically bedding down for the night. Now, can you refresh my memory? Is it the plan to travel north along the river and then to cut east?
I think so. I think we wanted to avoid the scar. I think on the land.
Yeah, we don't want to get
I think
close to
that
that.
was how we were advised to avoid. Was it called the scar? I forget. Sorry.
It's pretty much the scar.
That works. I'm
I
not
thought
sure it's
someone-
been called
sorry,
anything in particular.
I thought I heard that name jumped out at me. Maybe that's what I'll call it in my
Cool, I
next
like
song.
that.
That's what we'll call it. Our
Yeah.
terminology.
So I think we wanted to avoid the scar and travel along that river through the mountains and then due east into Dunlop's Tavern. I think that was the way we were advised.
Okay, very good. Well, at this point, why don't we just take a short break and we'll let Vincent get connected here, and then we'll be back in about like 10, 15 minutes or so. So look forward to
good.
seeing everybody soon. And welcome back, everybody, to the Heroes Era. When we left off before break, we were on our way to Dunlop's Tavern. Why don't we just do a brief recap for the sake of Vincent and then anybody who's joining us. There was some things happening with Kevin, and then Fausto arrived,
that too.
and yeah.
So we freed the guys. They got helped out by some civilians from the nearby orchard. They chased the goblins out. We looted the ogre. He had some stuff on him. Kevin and Fausto showed up with a mule so that we could use the mule for our cart that's currently being drawn by person. And Kevin, with an argument that was pretty good, and apparently no fight whatsoever, was allowed to join the group in their adventure. And
Ironically, I was the one advocating for him. You were the one that wanted him to
well,
go home.
he's a young boy.
Silverado's worried
He's
about
gonna
his
spread his wings.
about his bud.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to fight, and I do. There's a difference. Hell,
Let him
he's
spread his wings.
he's died nearly as many times as I have.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, after
then he
that,
needs to learn how to defend himself, is what it sounds like.
That's it.
yeah, so he's accompanying us. We went back to the dwarves. We got the ruby appraised. We never really got a price on it, but I also mentioned my jade bead to the other jeweler. By the way, I am a jeweler. I know how to do that stuff too, if that ever comes up.
Oh, cool.
And I went into backstory a bit, and then break happened, and I gotta find a new name for Kevin. Which was gonna call the warg Kevin, but Kevin showed up, so now we have two Kevins.
We could always call Kevin other Kevin.
Yeah, maybe.
This is my brother Kevin, my other brother Kevin.
Yeah.
This warg and this orc, they're related.
The warg
Trust
is
me.
Kevin, and Kevin is other Kevin.
Yeah.
That's it.
Of course.
I mean,
Who
the
knows?
warg, to be fair, the warg was a part of the party first.
Fair.
Yes,
Good point. That's
that
a
is
solid
true.
point.
And
I
Fausto,
The warg has
Vincent Fausto
seniority
brought
over
us,
Kevin.
Org has seniority.
Also brought us some nice fur cloaks that Mrs. Hawkins made for us.
We don't freeze.
'Cause we're heading into the cooler conditions.
Okay.
These fur cloaks stop at about the waist. They'll like cover your shoulder and a lot of your chest and your back.
Cool. Can I cast detect magic on mine?
Yes.
Oh, you have detect magic?
At will, baby.
All right, cool. That's not identified. Not what I need.
No.
It doesn't seem to be magical. But
Okay.
they are very nicely made as you look them over.
Well, God, I gotta find out a new name. I was thinking about it over break, but I couldn't come up with anything fast enough.
Oh man.
This is a male warg too, right? This is a male, not a female.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that could get competitive there. I don't know.
All
luck.
right.
I
Open
Dude,
to
I've got it.
suggestions.
I really
please.
didn't expect you guys to accept Kevin as part of the journey, but I like that.
I think you
could
should
prove
call. You
interesting.
should call. Yeah, definitely. You should call the warg Nivek.
Nivek?
That's Kevin backwards.
Oh.
Love it. Love it.
Like Ekans. Yeah. Nivek. I don't know. That's
Good
a little
warg name.
confusing for me to say.
I like it.
Man. Let's just never name the warg and just keep calling it the warg.
Just call it warg.
Hey, warg. Come over
Well,
here.
we don't want to get too attached.
hmm We should have it kill something and like a dude and give that warg its name. Whoever it
Silverado
kills.
had expressed regret at how he had treated the his new pet last
I'm
time.
gonna treat it better instead of doing a run up kick into its stomach to calm it down.
It was
When I was
pretty,
trying to steal bread from a kid.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
you did that.
we don't need
It was a
Peanut on
little
us here.
extreme.
We do not support actions like that.
It's true.
These are fictional characters we are playing,
These
and
are
they do not necessarily represent our.
Yeah. So it has come to nightfall, and I
Okay.
believe Xander, you were speaking of getting a fire going. Is that? Do I recall correctly?
Yeah,
Something
I
like
think.
that?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've kind of made our mark in the land. I don't think it'll be. I think there's enough of us that anything that sees a big group of us like this will
Uh-huh.
maybe steer clear of us for the night. Yeah, I got some dry wood from the ogre's camp. Yeah, I think we should be warm tonight.
And so your route will take you north, up the east coast of this river.
That's right.
Let's see. And so I believe the plan is to cross over before these kind of where these three mountains are together to cross over there.
And head right.
And that marker on the map there is what is known as Dunlop's Tavern. So in the evening, you guys want to describe what your encampment would look like? You're basically up in the foothills now, where the ground is becoming a bit rockier, a bit steeper as it begins to turn into mountains. I would mark you at the kind of west base of this first peak.
Oh, I mean,
Probably be good to try and find ourselves a little bit of there's probably a good wind that can fly down this mountain pass at points throughout the nighttime. Wonder if we can find something that's a little bit sheltered off away from the river. A lot of animals and things will often go to the rivers either to hunt or to drink. So maybe we should be a little bit off the river.
yeah, a little ways off the beaten path.
And it's something that might be sheltered on a couple of sides if there's a good strong wind flying down this pass in the nighttime. Maybe I could try and do a survival check, see if we can find us something decent for the night.
I can try one too.
Please do. Whoever would like to make a survival check, that's fine.
I'll do that.
And then explain what exactly.
God.
What do you have in mind, Silverado, with what you're looking for?
I got a 5. I mean, truth be told, I never had to deal with mountains before, so this makes sense. I got a 5 on my survival, even though that technically shouldn't happen. I live in the woods. Anyway, I have no idea where I'm at. I have no clue what's going on.
It's a little thrown off.
Too drunk.
I rolled a 13 on my survival check, trying to find like some either like a good like a rock, like a formation of rocks that where maybe we'd be defended on multiple sides, so that if something was to try and engage in us in the nighttime, it would only have maybe one angle that it could come in. They could come in at us, or also maybe some higher or some coniferous trees that we can kind of camp up under, so that any rain or anything in the nighttime would be sheltering us to some degree as well. Not sure if that's possible. That makes sense.
Yes. Along the coast, the hillside becomes a bit rockier, and you can take shelter from the winds which do blow from the east to west. And so you thinking that cold wind would be coming down that mountain is quite accurate. But you do find a little dell, I think it would be called. I hope I am not mistaken.
Sure.
And it is has an overgrowth of trees. It is based beneath a steep part of the mountain. Anything that was coming this way would be able to ascend or descend very quickly and, agilely, like a mountain goat, something like that, might be coming down from above you, or along the river, you would see more, foxes, things. Well, are there? Snow foxes, things like that.
Foxes would be there.
Yeah, that would be able to traverse like more along the game trails and things like that you guys are nearby. There is a main path along the river. This river is used for commerce, so.
Okay.
It's
a common. It's not like we're the only ones that would be coming this way. It's common pathways.
Yeah, the main reason that it's not more well traveled is because usually the waterways in the mountains are used for trade. So the roadways might be used for more short distance travel or trade to specific outposts and things like that.
Right on. We should have got a rowboat or something. I never thought of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the rivers are mostly frozen over here from the storm. So you can see kind of displayed on the map, there's like an ice texture. And so that kind of represents which waters are frozen.
Oh, I see. Yeah, totally. Okay.
So yeah, the place was very cold during Anam's Fury. And then as it has receded and Shograflees has, regained her control of the skies, the melt and ice is receding, but most of the waterways are still frozen. So that's also a big reason for all of the overland refugees that you guys are running into in the lowlands in the valley area on your way to the farm and at the farm. Now I would say that most of the populace for areas are probably people who are resolute in staying or trying to regain what they've lost, or there might be people still straggling who are trying to leave. But I think that initial rush of people has kind of died down, so that might lead to more solitary travels now as you guys are heading north. So just that as an aside. And you guys are able to make a nice encampment. The wood will serve you well. You can probably still harvest some of the wood here. The snow is pretty fresh and was, has mostly been melted away.
Cool. I was thinking even if we could just use a little bit of the dry stuff just to get it going, and then anything else we can forage that might be a bit damp, might smoke for a little bit, but at least it'll get going once it's hot. And then maybe if we needed the dry wood later. Not sure how long how quickly we'll be able to move through this mountain pass. If we have to stop again or not, I guess we'll see.
Okay, we'll keep in mind the wood situation for now. In my opinion, it seems like you should have enough for your journey, and so that would also be the opinion of the dwarves because they're, they've made this journey. They say they think that you'll have enough, but it's probably best to play it safe as you are.
Uh,
I also just wrote down. Are either of you guys? Were you either of you guys going to use this greatsword that we found on Condrazul? I just have it written on my sheet, but and it's just more so we didn't forget that we had it. But if either of you thought you might be able to use it, by all means,
is
Honestly,
a great sword.
it's a greatsword.
Yeah, I mean, none of us can use it.
I
I honestly
have
figured. I mean, it is a magic sword, so
Yeah,
I have
figured we can-
proficiency with long swords, if that counts.
no,
No, I figured not. I probably don't have the strength either to wield it.
it's probably at least half again as long as a longsword. And
We'll
twice
all
as
hold it
heavy.
together and use it as a weapon.
I mean, for me, I
Yeah,
would
I
use
figured-
it just to prop up our tent. It's about as much as I could use it for.
Yeah,
Badass steak there.
That's it.
I figure we
It's-
can just
Pawn it off.
we can sell it, or
Sure.
if
Trade.
at some point in the near future of our journeys we befriend maybe a fighter or
Kevin.
paladin of some sort.
Let's train Kevin on how to use it and give it to him.
Sure.
Yeah, there we
In
go.
the meantime,
Kevin.
we can insult the hobgoblins by using it as a tent stake.
Welcome to the real world, Kevin. You know how to fight. Take this magic sword that we don't know what it does. Could be
luck with
cursed,
that.
could be not be cursed. We don't know.
Only one way to find out.
Indeed.
Cool. I'll just leave it on my sheet for now, but that doesn't mean that I'm the one that's using it. Just so I don't forget.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, you're just carrying it around.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Ah.
as the night continues, you guys have made quite a nice fire. If you recall, 3 of the dwarves are injured. Thragnoun
Yes.
was originally injured, and that was their reason for returning to the farm. They viewed it almost as a sign from the gods that they needed to regain the honor of their name. Injured in the battle was Strodrake, the wizard,
hmm
low-level wizard, and Boruli, one of the laborers who was shot in the leg
Right.
with an arrow during the battle. So Boruli is riding on the back of the cart for much of the journey, and then he's quite tired. Thragnoun, however, would like to keep his wits about him, during the evening festivities here.
Right on.
So he is awake, as is Humnalda and Dethera.
I asked the wizard, the dwarven wizard, if he has any way he could figure out what the greatsword does.
Do you guys recall asking Mrs. Hawkins about
I was
this
gonna
sword?
say, didn't we get Ms. Hopkins told us it was you can add? It basically works like a bless spell, I think. Like you can
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
activate
That's
it, and
right.
it adds like a D4 to your attack rolls or something, or to your damage or
I
something.
should have had her take a look at my ring.
I mean, it's a great sword. It's literally a great sword.
It's a great sword.
Strodrake
It's a great
agrees.
sword.
That's a great sword you have.
Something like that. I forget what it was.
If
Exactly.
one of us,
Something.
if any of us used, great swords, it would be awesome.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
barely lift the thing, honestly, guys.
I'll start multi-classing into fighter. Don't worry.
There you
Forget monk. Monk is over.
go. No.
Well, if it's nighttime, I'll take whatever his name is and go hunting with my warg.
Okay. Will you make a
Well,
survival check?
All right, +3. Let's do it. Can I get a good survival roll for once? 14. Not bad.
Nice. What kind of game are you hunting? There's wild yak. There are elk. There are rabbits.
Probably elk. I'd say elk would be good. So you can have a meaty meal.
Well, your warg catches one that you are hunting as well. He's a little bit better of a hunter than you, as I've mentioned in the past.
Yes.
And he takes it down, and he begins devouring it.
God. Yeah, I wait for him to finish his meal, and then when he's done with all that, I'll On the walk back to camp, I'll use my ring and I'll cast Speak with Animals on my warg,
Okay.
and I believe he's intelligent enough for the spell to work. And I'll just look at him. I'll just talk to him while he's walking side by side, and I'll say, I don't know if this is going to be the only chance I'll ever get to talk to you, because I don't know if this ring will ever work again, but I've been pretty mean to you so far, and I would like to start over. I've got a name for you, because I don't think you have a name that you would prefer.
The warg
But,
is just licking its chops.
I'm gonna call you Kingston,
Nice.
and I'll try to help you out with you overheating. I'll try to feed you well from now on. I'll try to make you more comfortable. If you want, I can take off some of your fur so you don't overheat as much in the day. I don't know if you want that or not. I'm just thinking of things right now. And I'll try to make this a better relationship between partners, if you will.
A strange voice in a language that only you would understand in the given circumstance says, "Good hunting, partners."
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of bumps you.
I give him a pat on the head, a scratch behind the ears, and I say, "Do you want me to take that thing off your neck? Because I don't know if you like the cold very much. That was just an idea I had to help you not overheat."
The warg seems to understand exactly what you're saying and says that it's good at first, but gets pretty nasty.
Yeah, all right, I'll take it off now. I take it off, and I'll just drip it around my neck. And I'd say, "All right, Kingston."
Kingston says, "Can we hunt tonight?"
I thought, yeah, we can hunt tonight, as long as you want. You chase him, I'll shoot him with my bow, something like that.
He jumps up excitedly on his hind legs and puts his forepaws on your shoulders, almost knocking you over.
I stand my ground, and I pet him on the head a bit more, and I was like, "All right, let's go. What do you want tonight? There's a rabbit, there's elk, there's yak. What do you want to eat?"
He kind of raises his snout into the air and begins sniffing fervently, going into hunter mode, so to speak. And you guys can continue your hunt for some time. Kingston would probably enjoy hunting well into the night. So if you wish to accompany him, obviously he enjoys you as his hunting partner. But, then again, he has a lot of energy still.
I only need 4 hours, so I'll go up until I need to do a trance.
Right on. Sounds good. Okay, and then Xander, let's go to you. What do you have in mind for the evening?
Well, while they're out, I guess we're all kind of sitting around. We got some fruit from Hawkins Farm, so I'll just kind of be gnawing on that, and then I just kind of pull out my loot and kind of just like as I'm kind of getting it ready, I just saying to the group, this is a story that my mother used to tell me before she passed away, and it's about this great hero named Entreri the Great. I always dreamt that he was my father. Whether he was or wasn't, I don't know. But this story I would like to tell you, it's the tale of Entreri the Great taking down the great red dragon Thrynaxis. And it just I'll go on. Then as I do that, I'll start going into the song and play the song for them, and it just kind of goes in how it depicts the majesty of this huge red dragon, the heat of his breath, and how Entreri and his companions were able to track it down. And while the heroes were battling this huge ancient red beast, Entreri managed to stealthily move around and climb this cavern that they were in, and he dropped dropped from the ceiling of this cavern, driving his longsword through Thrynaxis' head, taking him like Link in his downward thrust, slaying the beast. And the tales were sung throughout the lands because this beast was known for terrorizing neighboring farmlands and all travelers in the land. And this feat was really what gave Entreri his name. And after the song is over, I just wanted to, as you go, I've got a number of songs about this hero, and as we go on, I'll tell you more of them. But that's the one that I always asked my mother to tell me when it was bedtime.
Entreri. I'm not sure that I've heard of that. He was a great hero, it sounds like.
Yes. According to my mother, he was the guy. He was fearless, valorous, but very clever in his in the way he handled his foes. He wasn't by any means charge in and go toe to toe. He was known for assessing his adversaries and usually utilizing his strength and trying to what's the word? Take advantage of their weaknesses. And fortunately, Thrynaxis' weakness was his arrogance, and he was certain that he could handle the foes that he was dealing with. Little did he know that his real adversary was looming above him. And it was the story I always liked to my mom. She told it to me at least once or twice a week when I was young.
I must ask, was this Entreri? He was an elf then?
He was an elf warrior. Yeah.
And I have to ask, though I hate to, is he still with us, or did he pass in some battle?
No one knows. Yeah, I never actually ever met the man. I don't even know if he actually existed or if he was just a fictitious. I don't know if he was just a fictitious character that my mother made up, but I always dreamt that he was real. But and I never heard of his demise. So I assume he's out there still, utilizing his advantages. And
yes.
And as Entreri sounded, he just kind of drifts off, and he's looking off into the distance, just kind of thinking of his mom when he was young. She fell ill when you guys may not be aware, but she fell ill when he was quite young. He was just only, I think, maybe 11 or 12 years old, and then he was left in the streets of Locria by himself. So he's just always remember. He likes to often think of these stories that she would tell him. It gives him fond memories of his childhood.
Thragnoun asks you, Xander, I must ask, where did you learn to play?
Well, again, like I said, I grew up in the streets of Locria, and although I had to basically beg, borrow, and steal anything I could, it wasn't really the line of work that I really felt accustomed to. And I found this old loot, in the back alleys of a tavern in Locria where I would often lay my head at night, and I just started playing around with it. And one of the other beggars that I would often spend my time with, slowly he taught me over time how to play. And then I think as my bardic skills kind of developed, there was some sort of magic I found, and it just the notes and the playing just kind of came to me as I strummed. And I think part of it
your
just
music
was
is so inspiring. We have witnessed it is very powerful.
Oh, I thank you. Yeah, definitely a lot cooler here than it is where I'm from. And I pull a cloak, my new cloak around me, all get warm.
Thragnoun laughs. Ha! The mountains of Hetlivin will be frozen in a few months, so get used to it, my friend.
I have a feeling I'll have to. That'll. With that, I think that Xander just kind of been thinking of his childhood. He kind of goes and lays down, warms up nice to the fire, and starts to kind of doze off and just think about things.
What would Vincent be up to this evening?
Well, Vincent's going to hang out for a little while, listen to some of Xander's songs. He's always a fan. But once Xander gets into one of the ones that Vincent's already heard a few times, he's gonna kind of quietly slip out of camp, not very far away, but just around to like the outskirts, to where there's nobody really around. And I'm going to call up Rolo, who's still in his imp form. Just summon him up there and just be like, "Hey, so why are you here?"
Rolo says, I forget what Rolo sounded like. Just a guy?
He's only said his name one time.
Rolo.
That was
I
him.
think that was it.
That was it.
It is now if it wasn't.
He says, you called me, didn't you?
No, I know why you just came here just now. And I do have a favor to ask you, and we're gonna get back to that. But no, I mean, like, why is it you?
Well, who would you have it be, Master Vincent? And the imp bows dramatically.
Okay, we don't have to do all that. I'll tell you what, we can figure this out later, I guess. Do me a favor. It's been kind of late. I'm kind of worried that Silverado's warg finally ate him. So if you could maybe just do that thing you do where you go invisible and just do like a flight around the perimeter, make sure Silverado's still alive, and I guess the warg too. And just kind of, yeah, just and then just if there's anything weird or that could be a threat or something of interest, let me know.
Well, okay. And the imp turns invisible, and you hear the flutter of wings, leathery wings, ascend into the sky.
Okay. I'm going to watch just kind of in the direction of the sound until I know it's pretty much gone. And then I'm just going to kind of look up into the sky and just be like, so are you here?
Nothing answers you.
Okay, thank God. It's weird. All right, I'm going to make my way back to camp and just wait for Rolo to come back.
And your instructions were to Rolo essentially to keep guard and kind of hang out for a while, or was he
just to take a quick view of the perimeter and see if there's anything of potential threat in our area,
sure,
or anything of interest?
Okay. He'll come back to you a little bit later. Where are you though? Are you in the encampment with everybody?
Yeah, I probably would have made my way back into the encampment, but not like, kind of hanging around the edge on the outskirts.
You feel two claws piercing one of your shoulders. Not piercing, but just digging in a little bit, like a cat when it starts to get a little too friendly and starts nesting on your shoulders.
Okay. I'll wait till there's a nice casual moment that I can slip away unnoticed, and I just sort of tuck around a corner.
Okay. Rolo had a look, and he just kind of, looks a little unenthusiastic, might be a word, and he's flitting in the air before you as he materializes from being invisible.
So, anything of interest?
Silverado hunts.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Maybe some giants up there. He kind of points way off in the distance. He says, maybe some war bands to the north. Hard to say. Want me to go get a closer look?
No, not right now. I mean, they're up there doing their thing. Should be fine. Listen, do you want to go back, or do you want to do like the Raven thing and hang out?
Yeah. Let's stay here, huh? Place is pretty bad. Just drab, you know. A bummer.
All right, man. Yeah, whatever you want to do. That's cool.
He takes the image of a raven and kind of perches on a branch nearby the encampment. Or I'm sorry, you said a raven, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the imp forms they can take.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a rat, raven, or spider.
And when you return to the campfire, everybody is kind of, in sleep mode. We got Thragnoun just kind of staring into the fire, quietly whittling his new walking staff. And all the other dwarves seem to be asleep. Xander seems to be in his own world a bit, and Silverado is out hunting still.
And we're going hunting for a long time, huh? A hungry boy.
Kingston's
right.
got to hunt.
Great name.
Yeah,
Great name.
Thank you.
I'll probably
I stole it.
I'll probably just go find myself a place to curl up and get some rest.
Okay. The wagon might be nice if you don't have your own bedroll. You can probably find some comfort within the wagon, the cart that's been drawn by the mule, if you like, or
Pretty sure I have a bedroll.
Okay. I think it would make
No,
sense.
I do not have a bedroll.
Okay.
Cart it is.
Okay. And then the evening will pass, and Silverado, when you come back to camp, Kingston has had his fill, and he has caught for you as well some rabbits that he delivered to you. Some snow hare, 2 of them.
I just cook it over the fire, and Speak with Animals is gone at this point. It's like an hour long.
Yeah.
So I'm just talking to him as if he could understand me, which he probably can't. I just look at him and I just hold out a bottle of wine, and I just start sipping from it. And I look at Kingston and I'm like, "You're pretty all right. You're pretty all right. You go and sleep. You're probably gonna need it. I'm gonna be up a bit longer watching these rabbits cook."
Kingston's got a nice big leg bone to chaw on here, so he kind of lays down and goes to work on that, biting out all the marrow.
While sipping on my wine, completely ignoring all the rules of high society, I just stare into the fire, taking occasional sips, shrug and down the whole thing, and put it next to me. Think about all the people I've met so far, all the people that I've had to bury, friends that have passed, all the fun stuff, my teacher who died protecting me. I just mutter to myself, this is one fucked up pilgrimage. And I just take out a journal and I start writing down what's happened to me so far. I start keeping a journal, I close it. I wait till the rabbit's cooked, I eat it, and I curl up next to Kingston and fall asleep.
The first light of Shografleas wakes you all at roughly the same time as it crests the frozen mountain to your east. And in her song, you hear words today sung I would in no way be able to do justice to the Golden Dragon song, but she says, I have taken your name, Anam. And she says that repeatedly. Anam, I have taken your name, Anam. Anam, of course, being the name of the Titan who has been wreaking destruction here in the Hetlivin Mountains. So, your morning will commence. The dwarfs. Humnalda has awakened slightly before dawn. She went to bed early. She's been preparing a stew. When you guys awaken, there's meat and potatoes in the stew.
I wake up hungover because I didn't drink any water to counteract the wine. So
I have to interject here. The wine that you were given from Old Man Hawkins' farm was exquisite. So because you didn't drink any water, slight hangover, but as soon as you hydrate yourself a little bit, that'll be taken care of right away. You'll be feeling good. You'll be feeling better than ever.
I stare at the bottle. I'm like, man, this is some really good wine. It's very sad I only have like 3 or 4 more bottles of this stuff. I have to preserve them. So I take some snow, I put it in the empty bottle, and I hang it over the fire until it melts, and I drink that. And I wait for Kingston to wake up before I offer him some of my breakfast.
Kingston wakes up and, if he's kind of been bedded down by himself, he would have run to the river to drink, and he would have returned to camp. I picture the river being pretty close. If that's fair enough.
That's fair.
I have Zoom through my phone, so occasionally I'm knocking down my phone. Sorry. So you're going to have some food for Kingston?
Yeah, I'm going to offer him like a good bit of my breakfast if he wants it, and if not, I'll eat it.
When he comes back, he has a big snake in his mouth that he puts down at your feet. And then whatever you offer him, he will definitely eat. And he'll begin eating one side of the snake and leaving the other side for you.
Is this a messenger snake that he eat, or
no? This looks like a big.
All right, well,
not a cobra, like a big boa constrictor type snake.
Take my half of the snake and I start cooking it on the fire.
All right.
I can't refuse free snake. Are you crazy? I gotta eat that.
It's all muscle, right?
Yeah,
probably be all right. Good source of
very
protein
stringy.
and whatnot.
It's basically just chicken.
Yeah, sure, just like chicken.
Just like chicken.
Cook all the venom out.
And then, do you guys have any other plans before the journey continues?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Vincent,
See if we can bash in the cart to the mule, perhaps.
Oh yeah,
That's one.
probably do that. Yeah.
Your raven is still in the trees there, Vincent.
Okay. I'll just tell him telepathically, just just stay raven form and stay nearby. Let me know if you see anything while we're traveling.
Okay.
Wait. I do have something I do want to try. I take out the ring I used last night, and I just try to speak with animals again and see if it works.
What do you say?
Can you understand me, Kingston, or is this just a total wash?
Hey, good hunting, he says.
Woo! I got a rechargeable ring.
I need to figure out how to talk like Kingston, and then I'm sorry, what was your familiar's name again?
Rollo.
Rollo.
I got to work on the difference between Rollo and Kingston here. No big deal,
I just looked at the guys, and I was like, "Hey, I can talk to my dog now, or my warg, or my partner."
Perfect, man.
Yeah, I know. So
Okay.
if you guys want to ever ask him anything, I got you. I can only do it. I had a hunch I can only do it once per day, but I don't know.
I can talk to my I can talk to my raven like
That's true.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'll
your
be
thing's
very-
cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why are you trying to upstage me?
Kingston's going to be a force to be reckoned with once he gets,
Yeah.
gets bigger.
Got a bunch
Still
of Dr.
is.
Doolittles here.
Yeah.
Where's your pet, Xander? Huh?
Yeah,
Where's your
Xander.
pet?
It's just-
Hey, I don't need one. You guys have pets. We're good.
Look, I can talk to an animal and get you a pet. Okay.
It's all good.
Oh, Xander can have the mule.
Hey,
There we go. I talked to the mule. Like, how are you, mule? What's up, man? What's up with you? I can talk to all animals. Doesn't have to be just one. At least I believe that's how the spell works.
I think so.
I think so. I would have to look up the specifics, but yeah. Is it a single cast on? I imagine like the cast would be for a specific animal, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up honestly. So
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Their knowledge and
Okay.
awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, they can give me information about
Oh,
nearby
no.
locations and monsters, include whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
What
So
have I done?
It's not limited, but it worked. It is for 10 minutes, not an hour.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool. I think you had about a 10-minute conversation with
Yeah.
Kingston, anyways. So that works.
So I can talk to things now. I'm really a ranger. I'm a ranger. Yep.
Yeah, but it finds its balance because he gave it to the character that will use it first thing every morning to tell the mule good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, mule. What's up, man?
What's up, mule?
My one charge per day.
Yeah.
Should I name the mule?
Yeah,
I know.
name the mule.
I could tell him the mule's its name. They got like
Should na-
5 minutes though. Quick,
I think I'll
Make it
name him
snappy.
Gary.
Gary.
Okay.
Hey,
Gary?
mule. Is Gary okay with you?
Gary.
He likes it. He likes Gary.
There's another voice you're gonna come up with.
Yeah, keep track of the mule's name.
I feel like the Eeyore's gonna have to sound like, or the mule's gonna have to sound like Eeyore.
While we're on our travels, are we okay with our usual Silverado? Do you mind being up front if I go in
Yeah,
the middle, maybe Vincent and I go in the middle, and maybe Kevin can take up the rear.
So
Oh yeah, Kevin's also here. Hey Kevin, you want to come up front with me? You can hang out and all that.
hey, yeah, I can lead this mule. You know, you had me doing that. That's
That's
cool.
right.
Hey, don't call him a mule. His name's Gary.
Gary.
Gary, we're gonna name him Gary.
Make sure you remember that. All right.
Okay, you know,
So-
we don't
'cause I
usually name all the animals on the farm, but hey,
Well, I
this
can
is
talk to him.
different.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is different.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So-
you don't name the ones you're gonna eat. We're not gonna
That's
eat
right.
Gary.
I was just gonna say that, Vincent. You don't name the ones you're gonna eat.
We're not gonna eat Gary.
So the marching order that I have so far, I have Silverado and Kevin up front leading Gary,
Mm-hmm.
and then we also, as far as the dwarves go, Thragnoun would like to travel on his own accord. Boruli really needs to be resting on the wagon most of the time because he was shot in the leg, and Strodrake is good to walk as well. Has his arm in his
Cool.
sling.
Cool. Well, maybe Vincent and I kind of walk at the back of the pack, and
Yeah.
with Kevin and Silverado at the front of the pack, and then they kind of they're in the middle of either like around the cart. That sounds like a reasonable thing.
I wonder if we're gonna get attacked by. What if we get attacked by goblins? What do we do then?
We're pros at fighting goblins.
Yeah.
I know. Do we kill them? Do we care at this point? Because I don't know. Maybe that thing we did
I
with the other
mean,
guy.
we attack them until they either die or run. We're not gonna chase
Yeah.
them down.
Okay, so we're not sparing them or anything. We're just gonna go at it.
I think our deals have already are good. Like we're
Yeah. All right. Cool. I just want to check real quick.
Oh, you mean as far as for our buddy?
Yeah,
For
that's what I was
Conzo? Oh.
considering. Would he
He
be
hate-
hurt by this at all?
He
or...
hates goblins more than we do.
Yeah,
well,
that's
they
true.
need some. Okay.
Yeah.
It's worth
Sure.
considering.
He-
Definitely should be considered if it comes up too.
I guess it would depend if who's with them. If Condrazul was with them, we wouldn't have to
Yeah.
fight. We could.
Well, we don't know if they're a part of his unit or anything like that. We would have no idea unless we found out.
We can always try to reason with the goblins, I suppose.
Which is like something you would say because you can't reason with them and it's a joke, but we actually did multiple times.
And I don't know, guys. I'm going to be shooting first and asking questions later, I think.
All right.
I mean, listen, I'll throw out the name if they come at us, and
That's a good point.
if they recognize it, then cool, and if they don't, then
We'll fight.
Just yell out
Throw down.
Condrazul. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin will get some combat experience in him,
Or what's the other guy's name?
which we're gonna have to start training you, Kevin. You use a short sword, correct?
Kaitank.
Kaitank is the warlord of the Hobgoblins.
Right. Yeah, the Hobgoblins.
So as you all are continuing your day's journey, kind of talking about whatever strategic approach you would like to have for the Hobgoblins and Goblins, Thragnoun takes a seat on the front of the cart and says to the people up front, who I think includes Silverado, and then so the other two are taking up the rear. He says, Silverado, have you been to Dunlop's Tavern?
No,
West
but I'm
House?
eager to go.
I think the elves call it West House. Have you heard of that?
Oh, I'm not with the racist elves. No, I'm an entirely different type of elf.
He laughs. The racist elves, you know about them, then.
Oh yeah, they tried to get me to leave before defending the town.
Yes.
I tried to convince them to stay and help kill the goblins. Make it like a regicide or something, but they didn't want to, and they left.
Yes. Well, may our glory damn them. He
Mhm.
seems slightly angered by the mention of them.
I say hell yeah in Dwarvish.
And he says, let me tell you what happened at Dunlop's Tavern. And this is kind of, after you guys have been journeying for a while, he has become tired from walking. He says, ours was the first cabin. It was just blown apart by the boulders. The whole town was flattened. And Xander and Vincent, if you guys would like to overhear this, that is fine as well. It's totally up to you.
Sure.
I picture just kind of being a relaxed travel as you guys are drawing the mule cart, making pretty good headway along this trail, heading north along the river. And he says, it was the first cabin. It was just blown apart by the boulders. The whole town was flattened. Therazessa, please take them. The whole town except the tavern, Dunlop's Tavern. The best among us stood against the giants and fell. And then the giants started reaching into the earth and pulling dwarves out of their homes like ripe potatoes. What was left of our defeated forces fled to the mine. The giants, they're too large to follow, but their armies of hobgoblins attacked until their dead formed an impenetrable wall. He kind of is holding his battle axe in front of him with a glint in his eye as he strokes the blade of it. He says, then we waited for the armies to pass. When we came out of the mines, we saw that everything we had built was destroyed. Many of us had survived, but too many of us were gone. The plateau was flattened to rubble. We saw the earth in the valley, disrupted and black like fresh topsoil, and also roiling as if infested with beetles and worms. Silverado, forgive me for being frank, but were you here for the last days of the snake, when the night serpent challenged Ogre fleas?
How long? I don't know what any of that was, but I don't know if Silverado knows that.
I think you were around for this. Deatheda actually chimes in and says, that was not the night serpent, that was Rispetung, and the flesh of things that crawl. Thragnoun says, right, I'm mixing up my stories. I'm
How
sorry
long
it
ago
has
was
been
this?
so long. This, you recall, it was over a century ago.
Yeah, I was
5 generations.
I was alive. I don't know if I was there specifically for that, but I was 143.
Yes, well, it is widely accepted that those are called the days of the snake. They're called that for Rispetong's most recent endeavors in the mortal realm.
Things didn't get too crazy where I was at the time, but you know, I wasn't really going out at that moment.
He just kind of continues and says, well, it was believed the swarm storms following its defeat were simply the makings of that manifestation being dispersed. I'm sorry, Deathit is supposed to be reading this, and she says, and it is believed that the swarm storms following its defeat were simply the makings of that manifestation being dispersed and therefore weakened to its current state. And Thragnoun says, well, what I'm trying to say is that when I saw the valley, it reminded me of that day. And he's speaking, of course, of the valley below the settlement that he's calling Dunlap's Tavern. And he says, more so when I heard the tale of Shogreflees battling the Titan. It was a thing of terror. Many of us left, but we are rebuilding now. And this time we'll be ready for the giants when they come.
Well, so is this place very? Does it have a huge populace, or is it kind of like still in the rebuilding phases?
He says, about maybe 100 locals call the town its home. Most are shopkeepers. It used to be they stop, on the way south. It is really a mining town, so most of the commerce is to support the mine.
So, all right, okay, all right. 100 dwarves around there, probably a few foreigners, maybe military.
He
What
says,
are they mining there?
oh, what do we mine? We mine all the riches of the earth, all the riches of Gira. Dunlop has one of the greatest mines in the mountain. He explains that Dunlop owns most of what goes on in that town. And he also adds that Dunlop likes to spend his time working in his tavern. Let's see. He says, sorry, let's see here. He explains how the valley below Dunlop's Tavern marks the spot that the Titan reached into the earth, and that now there's a terrible upheaval of earth and stone, and a wall of ice that was formed by the gathering freezing waters. As you guys travel, he... Actually, here, Deathita will ask Silverado... Do you know anything about the elves who came during the storm? They seem to be looking for something. Very tall, well dressed. She kind of snickers at your outfit. I'm not sure why I thought you would know them. No offense.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that you thought I would know them. I mean, this is a noble's bathrobe that I did not purchase.
Yes, well, I think they all had purchased their garbs, so...
Oh, this one's stolen, so...
Well, then I don't
my
suppose you know
stance.
them?
No. I was a very woodland boy for a long while. I'm sure I could, try and talk to them if they were racist. as like a full-blooded elf, but you know, you never know what they could hate. I don't know, man. I'm grasping at straws here. I mean, I could talk to high society elves and, you know, try something, but you know how I am. It might not go off that well.
Oh, well, who could get along with them, anyways? She kind of
That's
spits in
true.
disgust.
I hack a loogie.
As you guys are continuing, Vincent, you notice that your familiar has become an imp as it flies from tree to tree.
Ah.
But then it becomes a raven again. It doesn't seem like anybody's noticed.
Oh, yeah, I
Okay.
keep wraps on that.
He showed you showed us right already, Vincent.
Yeah,
that your
we
friend's
know
true
what's
form?
we know what's up.
Yeah,
It's just that
you guys know, yeah.
the
So even
dwarves don't.
if we had noticed, we would have been like, oh, he's
I
just
wouldn't have drawn attention.
Yeah.
Humnala comes up behind you, Vincent, and kind of points you on the, or taps you on the shoulder, says, "That's strange company you're keeping, Master Vincent."
What's that? Oh, yeah. I mean, Silverado's all right once you get to know him, though. He's.
Hey,
Ah.
I'll have you know I'm very friendly and hospitable.
Indeed, she kind of raises her eyebrows and continues walking, falling back a little bit in the marching order.
Okay, I'm gonna. How far away is Rolo from me? Is he still within 100 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so I can still kind of talk to him from where I'm at. So I'm just gonna telepathically tell him to go invisible.
You you no longer see Rolo.
Okay.
cool. And I think for myself, as much as I would love to be walking and playing a song, I think I have my crossbow out with a bolt knocked. Call it paranoia. I don't know.
Oh, hey, Xander. I have an inquiry for you.
Giver.
Is the lute the only instrument you play? You know, as a bard, you may have multiple.
Yeah.
You never
No,
know.
I play the lute. I play the pan flute,
Mm-hmm.
and I play the harp.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
I kind of mess around with these new drums I got.
Well, I was thinking is like I could try to get you some extra strings in case they broke, but I don't know if I'll be able to buy some at the tavern. And
I was thinking about maybe when we're at Dunlop's Tavern, that's something I might look at. Yeah, it's a good call.
I was gonna try to do some like elvish stuff where I had to go into the forest and get some like blades of grass and like make strings, but that they would need magic in order for that to be effective.
I think it's a good idea. I just don't know if the conditions we're in right now would be very helpful.
Well, you don't want cold, wet grass that's not dry and strong.
Call me nuts. I don't know. But it's a
Okay,
good idea.
whatever.
It's a good idea, man. I appreciate it. The idea had crossed my mind, but I think the terrain we're in is not going to help us. But I think someone was going to ask about it when we get to Dunlops.
Well, I just kind of I guess I just take out, I don't know, I take out my card set and I just start shuffling it and start cutting the cards while walking, just as something to do.
As the day passes, there is a bit of a clearing as the river is streaming out of a canyon of sorts. You would know this to be the Broken Shale Canyon. And ahead is a small group of hobgoblins who are armored,
Boy.
and behind a small blockade.
Wow.
They see you approaching. As you see them, you come around a bend, and so there they are. Maybe 100 feet ahead of you all. They snap to attention.
I call Kingston over. Kingston, here, boy. Here, man.
Kingston obeys you and is by your side with another large bone in his mouth.
Just so they know that I have a warg.
Sure.
So, I looked at the guys like, how do you want to approach this?
I kind of think Vincent was on the right track with the hobgoblins. I'll maybe between you having a warg and maybe this drum, if I can play the beat that Condrazul played, maybe they'll and if we mention that we worked with Condrazul and we're helping him and Kai Tank, that's maybe they'll let us through and we won't have to be there won't be any problems.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah, it's always worth a shot. What's
How many are there roughly?
Now, as they're all standing to attention, there seem to be 7.
okay? All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think I would like to slowly and as unthreateningly as possible approach the blockade and look for like if there's someone that seems to be in charge.
2 hobgoblins come out with their hands just on their hips, and one nods at you. Ned Medmen? Who are you?
I give just a polite little bow and say, we are travelers. We seek passage. We are in the service of Condrazul, Beastmaster of Kai Tank.
He raises an eyebrow at you. Says, we're ordered not to have anyone pass.
I walk up with
No one will pass here.
I walk up with Kingston and I say, what he says is true. He gave me one of his wargs as a token of appreciation, as you can see. I point to Kingston.
And I'll as Silverado does that, I'll step up as well and I'll pull out my drum and I'll say to him, and Condrazul entrusted me with his finest war drum as a gift of peace between his group and ours. And I'll pull it up and I'll play the beat that Condrazul showed me to play.
Okay, I would. Can Xander please make a performance check?
If only I could give myself inspiration. Boom.
Ooh, he's got it.
18 for my performance.
He kind of starts quietly singing along with the sound that you're making.
Just getting into it.
It's very good. That's very good. And then, Silverado, will you make a handle animal check, please?
All right.
Oh boy.
Let's see. 20! Finally! It works! That pep talk really did help.
Kingston is
Clutch
just
rolls.
sitting there patiently gnawing on the bone, seeming very obedient and giving the impression that you have very strong control over this beast.
Mm-hmm.
The hobgoblin, or I'm sorry, now Vincent, will you please make a persuasion check with advantage?
Okay. Oh wait. With advantage, persuasion.
Hey,
2 14s.
214s.
2 14s is good.
Counts as a crit.
He kind of puts his hand up and sighs a little bit. Hold, just a moment. And then he walks back to talk with his partner. They seem to be discussing something, and 2 more walk up. And the 2 who just walked up are just shaking their head no fervently. The other 2 who you had spoken to up close, mainly the one who introduced himself as Ned Mebden. He turns, says, "No one can pass. There's no one passing here. This is closed. If you have an order from Kai Tank, okay. But you don't have an order."
No, I don't have an order per se, but we're conducting business on behalf of the Beastmaster Condrazul. Would you allow Condrazul to pass? Because if you would allow him to pass, then you must allow us to pass.
Haha, my friend, we both know you are not Condrazul.
Oh yeah.
But we also know that Condrazul has many places to be at once. And when he
Ah,
cannot do that, he has his advisors and his trusted companions do some of the work for him.
guys, look, my orders, this pass here. No one will pass. If you pass, I like you. You have a great
You do
song.
seem like a pretty cool guy, yeah.
For some reason you know my song. Maybe you are from Condrazul and I will pay for this later. But I know, if I let you pass and you are not with Condrazul, that will be the last mistake I make, friends. So I must encourage
But
you
if you
to
let
walk
us,
east here.
But is there any chance that we would still have one of the notes from Condrazul?
Do you still have a battle map?
Yeah.
yeah, we still have the battle map.
Yeah, I have the map he gave us. Yes, Condrazul gave us. We have the map from Ardair's map on him that we took.
What do you intend
Maybe
to
I'll
do?
pull that out.
Okay.
I'm just trying to show this guy.
You
What
can
else
see
can
that.
I do to prove that we are who we say we are? I have this map that Ardair's gave to us,
It's got a
or
signature K
Condrazul
on
to us.
it.
I'll show him his. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the battle map.
He says, look. He's just shaking his head. Let me see what these guys say, but this isn't just my call. These are orders I have. This is what I've been told to do. And then he kind of takes this map to go discuss it with the others there.
I like this guy. I don't want to kill these guys. These guys seem cool. They're chill. I don't want to. I mean, if we have to fight, let's knock them unconscious. Let's not kill them.
Hang on, I
Or at least
be able
that
to
guy.
do something.
You hear them conversing, and they seem to be getting into a little bit of an argument before the gentleman you've been talking to, Ned Medbeden. I don't know why I made that purposely hard to pronounce. He turns to address you again, walking towards you. I'm sorry, Vincent. Did you have something in mind?
I was going to try to, and I'll leave it up to your judgment if this will work or not. I want to cast Minor Illusion on the map to just put like a little footnote on it, in the best of Condrazul's writing that I can muster, that says allow passage per Condrazul, just like signed off on the bottom of the map.
Perfect. Let's see.
We are very
That kind of
diplomatic.
illusion would do the trick here.
Yeah, that's the only. I don't know if Minor Illusion is going to be enough to do that or pull it off believably.
Interesting.
I mean, it's just a little scribble of writing.
Let's see what we have here.
Seven armored hobgoblins at a barricade who are chill and not angry immediately. And I get where this guy's coming from. An 8 and a 10.
He returns after they've had a brief discussion. He says, my friend says you're lying. My other friend says we better do this. Oh, what a spot to put me in. Where are you guys headed?
North. I mean, you guys are basically supposed to hold here, right, and not let people pass. Essentially.
Look, we've got orders from Kai Tank. This valley is to be closed.
Okay.
I understand, but Kai Tank can't fill in every single little exception to every rule. That's why he has people underneath him. We've got the passage from Contra's. I mean, look at us. We're not marching an army through here.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we gonna do?
Okay,
honestly,
let's have another persuasion check from Vincent, and we'll resolve what happens.
Yeah.
Or we'll lead towards resolving what happens.
Well, while Vincent's doing this, would I be able to give him an inspiration dice?
Yeah,
I think so.
Cool.
I mean, if all else fails, you could just say that we went.
And then a die 6 on top of that, Vincent.
You could just say that we went around another way. That's a 20.
That's a 14 plus a 6, so yeah, 20 total.
Yeah, just tell if people find out about this, you don't even have to use the excuse that like, hey, these are Congress's men. You just gotta say they didn't come to us. They must have gone around somewhere.
Well, it's not going to be a problem because it's not going to come back to him.
Exactly.
He says, well, this might be the dumbest thing I've done all day, but I need to keep this then. And he's holding the map.
That's
fine.
fair.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
fine.
Yeah,
that's okay.
yeah, of course. I mean, with that, we only needed it to pass through here. So
He begins, giving his men orders. One of them comes up and seems to be defying him, and then he basically is, argued down. So some of the men here don't want to comply, but they are abiding, due to the hierarchy at play here. And not what I was expecting to happen, but these...
No fight for you.
I don't even know that I was expecting that, but these hobgoblins agree to let you pass. And they say, as you're passing, tend only to your business. We'll be following up on you here.
of course, absolutely.
Sure.
And I look at the one as we're passing through. I look at the one that was the guy in charge, Num or whatever his name was.
Nedvedin?
That guy.
Yes,
Something like that?
And I just tell him thank you for your time, and you're doing a good service. And Kylie and I said, watch that dissension in the ranks, though. Don't let these guys push you around. And I turn and walk away.
Yeah, you seem like a real cool guy. I'd grab a drink with you if I could.
Vincent, the bringer of the coup.
Yeah.
Right.
And as we're walking now, did he take the note and did he take the map and like put it away, or is he still?
Yes, he folds it up to tuck it into his waistband.
Okay. I kind of just take a quick glance as we get to about 30 feet out to make sure he's not immediately looking at it. And then I just tell the guys, I'm like, okay, we need to go. We got to go quickly. Come on.
Yeah.
Because as soon as next time he looks at that thing, he's not going to be happy with us.
It's gonna look
So
a little different.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I hope we don't have to explain what happened here with the dwarves.
Yeah, the hobgoblins just kind of glare at you all as you pass, taking in what you look like and perhaps imagining what kind of business you may be on.
I stare right back.
That was pretty good, guys.
I do
But
not.
I agree with Vincent. Let's get a move on.
All right. I walk as we start walking away. I turn to the dwarves and I was like, "Hey, glad we came along. That'd been real bad."
As we're going, I'm going to linger closer to the back of our group and keep an eye on, just in case anybody's coming up behind us. If like Vincent was saying, they might get an idea, realize what actually just happened there. So I'll stay at the back and keep an eye out.
You see, Kevin, you don't always have to fight. You can use diplomacy and trickery.
Oh my god, I can't believe we did that. Why didn't we listen to those guys?
What do you mean, why didn't we listen?
Hey, what do you mean? They listened to us, Kevin. They listened.
Yeah, they listened to us.
Oh. Okay, well, okay. He just seems
Look,
a little bit overwhelmed with what's just
This
happened.
is
I'm
the
sure
way
we could have killed him easily.
This is the way we need to go, but we didn't need to fight them over it. If we
Yeah.
could talk our way through and come this way, that's great.
Plus, that guy was
Just
cool.
The other way, we wouldn't have.
And
The guy was
our
just
line-
following
on
orders.
that fight.
And our deal with Condorzool lasts a little while longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get some miles out of that before.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah.
So your adventure continues. You bypass the Hobgoblin blockade through means of diplomacy and deceit.
Woo! Good at talking.
Those
Now-
two go hand in hand.
Xander, can you make a perception check, please?
For
There we
sure.
go.
21. 21
There you
for
go.
perception.
Okay, let's see how we're gonna do this here. Okay, we'll hold on to that check.
Sweet.
And so because I imagine you had said you were taking your place at the front of the caravan, having a look around.
Oh, I was gonna stay. I was gonna stay at the back in
Oh, I'm
case anybody
sorry.
was coming. That's okay. In case the hobgoblins got smart on us.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I mean,
perfect.
but I'll
perfect.
still be watching everywhere. I mean, my perception skill is at 6 now. My passive perception is 16.
Hey, welcome.
That helps. Yeah.
Um,
Well, you got more than me.
It went up at level 3. Yeah. Expertise.
Thragnoun appears a little bit slightly distressed and nervous at having taken this pass, but of course you all are escorting him. And he says, Master Vincent, if I may have a word, please.
Sure.
And he says, grain, as you know, was something we were supposed to gather, but it was not the only task given to us, important though it could have been. We were also tasked with a powerful magic stone, a chaos stone that we stabilized, or should I say Mrs. Hawkins stabilized.
Excuse me?
What?
With
I
this-
butt into this conversation. I'm like, whoa, what?
He is kind of taking Vincent aside here.
Oh, all right. I'm fine. I won't
Yeah.
butt in.
It seems like it would be fair for you to take interest, but he kind of noticed, the negotiations with the hobgoblins, and he has a reason behind why he's telling Vincent this. He says, with this, Dunlop and the clerics Trustram Lydiana plan to stay the encroaching blight. The blight that expands from the valley where the titan who calls himself a Nam, he spits on the ground, pulled the Ruckachucky River from the earth. He says, the valley below Dunlop's tavern marks the spot that the titan reached into the earth.
Right.
And from there, terrible evil things have been coming. He says, we must make sure this stone gets back to Dunlop's tavern. He says, I am not sure if we would be safer here or some other route, but this is the route we have taken, so I leave also in your hands the safety of this stone. I could not fight a thing if it came to take me for it. And he gives you a satchel that is tied off. It feels warm to touch, and he warns you not to look at this stone.
Here, take this chaos bomb. That will melt your mind if you look at it.
He offers it to you. Would you accept it?
I'm gonna look at him and just be like, are you sure you want to give that to me?
He says, Vincent, Humnalda might be able to best any of us in a fight, but she would die by my side. And then our whole family would die. We cannot have that. And it could not be her fault, so I must give this to you.
Okay. And I just have to take it to the tavern.
Deliver this to Dunlop, or to Strostrom.
Okay. Dunlop or Strustrom. And don't look at it. What happens if you look at it?
I do not know, but I have been warned if you look at it, you may be lost forever.
I don't want to look at it.
I don't want to look at it. I won't look at it. I won't look at it. It's fine.
I want to look at it.
I'll take it. I will graciously take the satchel from him and immediately like put it in on my person, but like back a little behind so it's underneath my cloak and not immediately visible.
Okay. The day continues, and you all are having a bite to eat, perhaps at midday around the cart as you continue traveling. And
I'm sorry, real quick. What was the other name? It was
Sure.
Dunlop. Deliver it to Dunlop or
Strustrum, Strustrum, Lydiana, Strustrum Lydiana.
okay. Sorry, thank you.
No, that works. No worries. And as you are walking, Xander, you begin to feel a slight tremble in the earth, as though an earthquake or avalanche or something of that nature.
Well, I immediately just start looking around on all sides, just trying to figure out if someone's going to get hurt real bad.
To the right of the cart, which is uphill, you hear a noise growing of branches snapping and brush being moved, and you hear the rhythmic bounce of something bounding across the land, and you see large boulders being just rolling down the mountain towards your caravan here.
And guys, something big this way comes. I kind of say tongue in cheek.
Huh?
And,
What? Oh, God.
Pointing towards where I see this hustle and bustle coming from.
So there's an avalanche coming towards us?
Or something else causing an
Or
avalanche.
There
rock
are
slide?
large.
We've been told that there's giants around. I have a feeling we're going to get proof.
There are several large boulders just tumbling down the mountain towards you. Everybody, please roll initiative.
Oh, God. Yeah, let's fight some boulders. Woo!
Whoa! I got a 23 initiative.
I got a 3.
This is going to be bad rolling in combat for me.
11. Well, you saw the boulders first, so it makes sense.
Fair enough.
I guess you're a little too worried about the chaos rock on you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a little distracted.
All right.
So we have Xander at 21, Silverado at 11.
11.
Something, and Vincent at 3.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Huge boulders are tumbling down the mountain. You can all see them now that Xander has pointed them out. And Xander, you have the opportunity to act here.
So I'm looking. I don't see anything physical other than these rocks. Obviously, I'm going to try and get out of the way.
Yeah, these boulders are about 3 feet in diameter.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll definitely get out of the way and yeah, I might even use most of my. So is there's trees that kind of on both sides, and we're kind of in the middle, and then there's the river on our left, essentially.
Yes, you're on a path that is definitely more than a game trail. People would use it to travel if they didn't have access to a boat, and of course, many refugees have recently used this trail. So I picture you guys going along this trail that takes you up this winding river into the mountains, and these mountains are heavily wooded before the upper peaks of them, where they turn into, mostly snow-covered, where the trees are buried. So, yeah, this is a heavily wooded area, and if you were to look up this hill, you could probably see 50, 60, 70 feet, something like that. You know what I mean? So these are impending here. They're coming right down on you guys.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So I'll move over as close to the river side that expecting the river is kind of farther away from where this is coming at us. I'll get over closer to the river and I just kind of put my hand on my I have a pan flute that hangs around my neck inside my shirt, and I put my hand on it and cast invisibility on myself.
Okie dokie.
Just
Things just got interesting. Silverado, I believe you're up.
So, on a trail, then there's a river, and then there's trees.
Yes,
Okay.
and a steep incline as it goes in up the peak of this mountain, up towards the peak.
Well then, ooh man, I don't know how to fight rocks. I can punch them. I don't know if that'll do anything. I guess I'll run to the cart and find whoever's the most injured that probably can't move very well, and I'll help them out of the cart and out of the way.
Boruli has the broken or the leg that was shot by an arrow, so he's been riding on the back of the cart. Will you make an athletics, or would you call that an athletics check?
Probably would be athletics, yeah.
Think so. See how you do there.
All right. Not great with athletics. 7. Well.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Good try.
Yeah.
You kill him.
You're having trouble as he's scrambling to get out of this wagon. He sees the rocks coming, but his leg kind of gets stuck on the edge of the lip of the wagon there, of the lip of the cart, and it slows you down greatly as you're trying to rescue him essentially from these boulders.
Can I use my action? Was that my action to help him out, or?
I would call that your action.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Can I do some crazy monk stuff?
Like what?
I don't know. I'm gonna deflect missiles to rocks. And won't work. I guess I'll just call Kingston to me and I'll try to run out of the way of a rock. There's not much I can do.
I think you made a valiant attempt there trying to help a wounded person, so can't fault you for that, that's for sure. The dwarves attempt to scatter. Humnalda comes under the arm of Thragnoun, and they're essentially rushing out of the line of these boulders, going back the way you came slightly, as they are attempting to not be hit by these. The boulders seem to be aimed directly at the cart. Just have a general roll here for the dwarves. And the boulders come rolling down the hill. Let's see.
That broken leg guy's probably dead. Who knows?
Oh my goodness. We have an 11, a 13, and a 20.
A nat 20.
So the cart is smashed apart.
Oh, snap.
And Silverado, you're going to take some damage here. As you're struggling to help Boruli, one of the boulders actually crashes directly into you.
All right.
It hits you and not the dwarf. Oh, I meant to do that once. The 2.
So just D10.
2d10.
All right, so I take 12 damage then.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I thought it rolled twice. I think it rolled once. Okay, so yeah.
8 points.
The other boulder goes just misses the group of dwarves as they're trying to scurry out of the way. And Vincent, you're up.
Okay, so the boulders, are there more boulders coming, or they've gone past already?
They have just struck the cart right in, essentially right near you, and the cart has just been blown up, and the boulders seem to, they've done their damage, and they'll be rolling down the hill into the river.
Okay. I guess I will run over to the cart and check on Silverado and the guy that was stuck in there with the broken leg.
I just wave him off. Go get the broken leg out of here. I can run, but I can take care of myself.
Will you make an athletics check, please?
Sure. I'm super good at those.
Oh boy, it's an 8. Hey, that's one more than me.
Silverado is badly hurt. Baruli's struggling to rise from the ground, though you do help him to his feet and kind of help him off the path if you wish.
Okay.
Okay. Will that be your turn?
Yeah, I'll get him off the path and just kind of put him somewhere safe and just be like, sit tight. And then I'm going to look up and just watch towards like the direction where the boulders came from.
Okay. Will you make for me a perception check?
Sure. $13.
Okay, the trees are still moving from where the boulders broke through. Some branches have been broken and are just lying there limply now. And so at that, I think that'll bring us to Xander.
So I can't see any more boulders coming or anything coming from the direction that they came out because I've moved over to basically close to the edge of the river. I can't see anything coming after us at this point.
You can make a perception check if you're looking about for that.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I rolled 13 for perception.
You just kind of see the same thing that Vincent had seen, trees moving, underbrush that's been destroyed, and you see the path of these boulders.
All right. So with that, I'll move over towards the cart and just see. I'm still invisible. I don't want to. As I'm going over, I'll just let the guys know that's hey, it's me. I'm coming over. Is anybody trying? And I'm just gonna try and help whoever else is still in the cart.
As you
just kind of get out and get to their feet. Sorry, go ahead.
See. I think I need to.
Always being targeted.
There we are. Sorry. So as you get closer to the cart, you hear a thudding from up the hill as well, which is strange because the boulders have passed you down the hill. So that would be somewhat remarkable. And then I think that'll bring us to Silverado's turn.
Well, do I notice the thudding and where they're coming from?
What was your perception check? I forget your last one.
I never made one.
Oh, okay. If you would like to kind of see what's going on around you, that'd be fine.
24.
Oh.
Silverado, through the trees, you see the giant forms of even uglier, bigger ogres. And these must be giants that are running down the hill towards you.
We got 2 ogres again. Whoopee! I draw out my short sword and I get in a battle stance. And I take my dodge action. Yeah. I'm not gonna do any attacks or stuff. I'm just gonna do a dodge.
Okay, that's
That'll
solid.
be it.
And so as you spot these giant figures tearing down the mountain, so too do they come into view for your companions. The dwarves shriek in horror as giants just rip aside the trees, and the trees themselves are just being crushed underfoot as these giants are running down the hill. And there are 2 of them. One of them snatches up the mule as it comes to the front of the cart. Another, with his other hand, he snatches up Kevin, who struggles.
God damn it, Kevin. It's always Kevin.
We'll see. And I will roll on behalf of the giant.
Kevin should have never come with us.
So were these ogres or were these giants?
These are giants. I'm sorry. Yes, they're like
Yeah.
that ogre, but far bigger.
All right.
I feel like we could take one. I don't know if we can take two, guys.
Kevin
could've
slips
fought.
out of his hand. The giant continues running with the mule tucked under its armpit. The mule brays in horror. The other giant is running down the hill, and it attempts to grab Thragnoun. Oh my god! Oh my goodness! I roll a 1.
Nice.
This means you're going to destroy the saving throws later.
Oh, okay. Thragnoun levels his axe at the thing's ankle and slips out of its grasp before the giant can get his hand on him. The giant then tries to grab Humnalda. My giants are like running too fast or something because these dwarves are just slipping out of their hands. Let's see. What does Humnalda roll? And Humnalda slips out of the giant's hands as well.
Wow. It's good. It's good for us.
Okay.
They continue
All right.
on their way after trying to snatch these people up, and they're within 20 feet of your caravan, moving towards the river.
Does it seem like they're coming back at all, or is it just a snatch and grab?
The one with the mule tucked under his armpit is just making a break for it. The other one seems to be trying to regain its footing and just kind of slow down after having charged down this mountain. Silverado, you also see a third giant up the hill lift a boulder.
There's a third one. There's more boulders. Well then, here we go.
This rock is thrown through the air. It comes crashing down through the tree branches. And,
Wow.
man, that's really brutal. But it lands right on Humnalda. And we're going to do a bit of damage here. And Humnalda is crushed and knocked unconscious by this boulder.
Oof.
What?
Ooh.
Well then, that's not great. It took us what, like two, maybe 3 rounds of combat to take out the ogre. Now we got one ogre running, or one giant running away with a mule, the other getting his footing, and a third one throwing boulders.
Not looking good.
No.
Next is Vincent.
Wow. I don't want to die.
Oh God. The giant that's up there throwing the boulders at us, how far away is he? Did you say?
He is about 150 feet away.
Oh,
150.
there's that.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Hold on. I said I took a dodge action, right?
Ah, you did.
You did say that.
I did say that. But
Oh yeah.
if I were to not get hit, would the guy with a broken leg get hit?
I'm not sure I follow you.
Because you said I took the damage for the guy that was in the cart that couldn't get away because he had a broken leg, right?
Oh,
That's just essentially what happened. But I
Yeah.
also said I took a dodge action.
oh, good point. So I should have been at disadvantage against
Yes,
that?
essentially. And if you hit my AC again,
Let's do it. I wasn't. I don't think I was rolling with any modifiers at first because they were a little bit. It was a little bit of a different situation with the boulders coming down the hill.
Yeah.
If I recall. I think
You
it was
just did a
a straight
simple-
D20.
Yeah, it was a straight D20.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
So it doesn't hit me. So
Okay.
I'm not
Yay.
almost dead immediately.
Yay.
I don't know
I'll
what
take
happens to the guy that I was over, but
He's out of the way. Effective.
all right,
Effectively
cool.
done. Good tactic.
We're good. Good
We're
foresight.
good to go. Just
Yay!
No problem.
I'm not dead yet. Woo! Don't have to waste heals on me yet.
So I think I am out of video here because my iPhone is overheating. But we can just continue. And so the one giant is barreling past with the mule, and the other is trying to gain his footing, and the other is 150 feet up the hill, and we're at Vincent, I believe.
Yes. Okay. Now the one that's trying to get his footing, how far away is he?
20 feet.
Okay. So I'll turn as I see him like starting to turn. I'm gonna say no, keep moving, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Wonder, can I? No, I can't use deflect missiles because it's a boulder.
Hits.
It hits.
Hits.
All right.
These things are hard to miss.
So it's 11 force damage.
11 force
Ooh.
damage.
Damn, it does that much?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a D.
That's
It's a D10 plus my charisma.
man.
I expected these guys to be a little more successful, so now I need to make more notes.
Got any key points? Got any key points for me? I need some key points.
What does Kingston do, Silverado?
Well, he's a warg, right? I mean, he's his own dog. He can start attacking the giant that got shot.
He stays by your side and waits to see what you do.
All right, fair enough.
And next is Xander.
Okay.
The dwarves are kind of scattering. Yeah, Humnalda is down. Strodrake is good. He's up. Thragnoun is able to hobble away. Brukoth is okay. And Deathetta seems to be okay.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know why this is hard to think about.
No worries. I'm sorry. I would have made a battle map, but I I kind of expected this to happen a little bit differently. But I think this should be able to work out.
Okay. So I'm close to the river, and the giant is about 20 feet away from us.
Yes. Two of them are. One with a mule tucked under its arm, just going straight ahead. The other one seems to be wanting to stop and turn about, just after being blasted by Vincent.
Sorry, I'm just looking up my spell for a second. The range, 60 feet. Great. Okay, so from where I am, I'm gonna back, come move from the essentially in the direction that we were coming from. Like, may take my full move backwards. So I'd have him probably about 50 feet away from me, the one that Vincent shot.
Okay.
And I'm still invisible, but my invisibility spell is going to end in a second, because I'm going to put my hand on my pan flute and point at him and cast a shatter spell on him.
Okay, what does that do?
I will. Is it going to let me do it? Come on.
Well, I mean, I could.
Oh, there. Sorry, it popped up. Boom. It's 14 thunder damage, DC 13 Constitution save for half.
It is a giant,
Yeah, it is a giant.
but 7 damage still.
Oh,
He fails.
Oh yes. I'm gonna attack whatever that one is.
okay. So it failed the Constitution save, and takes 14 damage. This one's been hit twice now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
And with that, I become visible.
Okay. Next
That'll
is
be my turn.
Silverado.
Well, I'm gonna do my thing and run up to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up to him
Okay.
and start stabbing away.
All right. Let's see it. What you got?
20, not nat.
That'll hit.
Boom.
It's 8 damage, 8 piercing. And then I'm going to do a one unarmed strike. It's 24
Boom.
for 6 damage. Flurry of blows.
What?
Make that better. I do another unarmed strike. 10. Does a 10 hit him?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, a 10 will not hit. I thought you were just adding on the damage.
Nope. All right. And then with that, I'll back 30 feet away from him, and he can't hit me because my monk stuff.
Monk stuff.
Yeah,
Very
with my
technical.
yeah. Thank you. I
Okay.
got that drunken master going on.
Right on. Right on.
That was my turn.
Okay. Yes, this hill giant towers over you, as tall as a tree, and he is also lifts from the ground just a huge trunk of a fallen tree and swings it at you, Silverado.
I'm 30 feet away from him.
Oh, you moved 30 feet away. My apologies. My apologies.
That's why I did that, so he wouldn't hit me.
Well,
Just wanted
he
to-
moves towards you.
Just wanted to mention this stream's still going, but I think your phone cut out, so it's just videotaping us.
Yeah, unfortunately, my phone overheated. I cannot.
Oh, okay. No,
use
that's
it
okay.
yet.
That's cool. That's all good. We can carry.
We're a
we still-
podcast now.
Yeah, now we're
all
podcast mode.
It's all good.
So,
There you go.
yeah, indeed.
There's no battle map anyway.
What's your AC, Silverado, approximately?
16.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So, which way are you in respect to where the wagon is, Silverado?
Where is everybody else? And
The two giants are beyond the wagon to the west side of it, towards the river.
okay.
The one giant is 150 feet up the hill to the east. And then I believe your allies are scattered
Mhm.
throughout near the wagon, kind of.
I was gonna try to finagle it in some way where you could use a reaction. If I was gonna try to make it so you can get a opportunity of attack, but that probably won't happen. So I'm just backing down the hill 30 feet. I'm still probably south of the wagon, I'd imagine.
Okay. The giant moves towards you, and he, as he gets close to you, he drops the tree and tries to snatch you up.
Okay. Do I make a dex save, or is he just doing his thing?
This is like, kind of like opposed grapple checks.
Oh, I'm not gonna win. What do I do?
Or what do? Do you try to use athletics or acrobatics to escape the giant's grasp?
Acrobatics, for sure.
Right.
No,
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, sorry.
I am in there.
The giant grabs you up, and he begins to run away with you, Silverado.
Okay.
He is now 70 feet away from the wagon.
That's a quick giant.
Yes, his stride is very, very long.
Nothing's gonna break his
Indeed.
stride.
And the giant holding the mule just continues barreling into the river and makes it to the other side of the river and starts disappearing into the trees.
Goodbye, guys. I'll see you later.
From up the
Right.
hill, another rock is hurled.
Right.
Xander, this one comes flying in your direction. This rock that is the size of a small boulder.
I'm gonna go grab my food real quick.
Sure. Oh.
Oh, it's gonna leave a mark.
Oh no.
Oh goodness. Okay, this could get pretty ugly.
As a nat 20.
Yeah. Dang. Okay.
This is gonna leave a mark. My AC is 16. That hits.
Yeah,
sorry, 15,
right.
not 16.
Yes,
15.
it does.
15.
Okay. Now, so I double the dice, and
Yeah, double the dice.
we'll see what happens.
Is that 3d10s or 4d10s? Oh, I'm down, but I'm not dead. I'm
Oh,
just
okay, you're not dead, but you're down.
dead. Yeah.
As we
Oh, yeah, I'm
do
dead.
a solid 34 damage with 6d10.
Yeah.
As this freaking boulder is hurled by a giant who, giants love stone throwing. It's basically a sport to them. So this thing is hurled with precision, and it just crushes you full on.
Yes, all of that. Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So, because I have 21 hit points, so double my hit points is 42. So it'd have to be 42 to kill me outright, right? And otherwise,
Correct.
I'm just dead. I'm not dead. I'm just unconscious.
And let's take a quick break, and I'll get the visuals lined up here on the stream, okay?
Nice.
Just real quickly here.
Nice. Yep, totally.
All right.
Rushed.
And we're back.
Crushed.
Xander was
Crushed.
knocked out by a boulder, and next up, I have to admit I have lost grasp
It's
of
me.
initiative.
It's Xander, me, Giants.
I think
Vincent.
it's.
I have the
I
initiative
think I was
order
up.
here, so Silverado would be after Xander if you haven't gone yet. But Vincent would go after the Giants. I think that's what just happened, that boulder throw. So next up was Vincent.
That sounds right.
Okay. So. Okay. So Xander is smushed under a boulder, and Silverado is currently being carried away by a giant.
Things are looking great.
What do you do?
Indeed.
What do you do?
It's getting hairy.
Use that phone as my magic.
I'm gonna look at Xander, and I'm gonna be like, I will be right back. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna go 30 feet towards the giant that has Silverado, and I'm going to cast command. And I'm
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him drop.
Okay, you're
On the
40
drop.
feet from him currently.
Yeah, it's this.
Okay.
Well, I'm good, at least.
So wisdom saving has to be.
Come on.
Well, I'm going to look up grapple rules just in case.
Come on.
The
fail.
wisdom
Your
save will be coming up here. 13.
God dang it! Just saves.
All right. Conditions grappled. Let me read.
That's my turn.
Thank you. Kingston chases after the giant, nipping at its heels, trying to bite it. And
Nice.
Xander, you're up.
Death save number 1. Here we go. I want to get 10 or over, or 11 to 20.
10 or better.
10 or better. Natural 20.
Oh, he's back up.
You're up.
He's one health.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happens.
No.
Yeah, natural 20.
Now I'm in trouble.
Good timing. Good timing.
I
What?
picked the right one.
Good choice, Vincent. Yeah.
Oh,
my
you're kidding
gosh.
me. That's amazing.
And
Oh, this is the best. Okay.
So we still have health. That's
I'm
very
at
good.
1.
so then
Now
we'll
I
have
have-
Silverado.
Okay.
Holy crap.
So
stand up?
I can't move.
I'm not sure if you have any actions. I think that you just
Opened my eyes and realized that the world is still moving.
yeah, I think so.
That's fine. I'll take that. I'll take that.
So I am in a bad place here because I can't move and I can't kill this thing to let it go, to make it let go of me. I don't have confidence I'll be able to hurt it. So what would I have to do to escape the grapple?
You're gonna need to make an athletics or acrobatics check. Opposed here. Opposed grapple checks. Grappling with the giant.
I can't even give you inspiration, man. I would if I could.
All right. Hold on. before we do that, let me take a quick look.
Wow. Clutch. Natural 20.
Well, nothing I can do mechanically can help at all. I have nothing I can do mechanically to help, so I'm just gonna have to do the check and
Okay.
hope that I am okay. Let's do an acrobatics. 14. That's pretty good. Is it better than whatever you rolled? I don't know. Probably not. If it shows up. A 6. I am free.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Not getting cocky yet.
Was that my action?
That was your action.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere.
You fall out of his hand, and when you fall to the ground, make an acrobatics check to see, or a save to see if you fall prone.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. 9. Probably fall prone.
You fall prone.
Okay.
You're basically wriggling and contorting to get free, so getting your footing after that would have been a little bit more challenging.
Yes, you're correct. And I don't have that yet because I'm not that high enough level. Okay. What I will do is I'm going to do some finagling right now. I can't attack, which means I can't do flurry of blows to get away for free while doing damage. And I'm not doing patient defense because I can't move. So what I am going to do, I'm going to do Step of the Wind, which allows me to use my bonus action to disengage or dash, and my jump distance is doubled. We're on a steep road, right?
Yes.
I would like to get up, use half my movement. So I'm at what? 20 movement, 20 feet.
Yep.
And I am going to use my dash. Bonus action dash. And I'm going to jump down the road. And my jump distance is tripled. Or no, doubled, rather.
Okay.
And if you're having trouble figuring out what my jump distance is, it's not my movement. I can tell you that. There's a calculator for it.
What is it?
Let me look it up real quick. Because it has to deal with strength, which I don't have much of. But come on. I have to do something here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, will this provoke from my giant?
It will, yes.
Okay.
I had a choice between 20 feet of movement or getting far away and getting hit.
All right. Well, he tries to swat you out of the air as you jump.
All right.
I roll a 1.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm good on that front.
So
We still
how
gotta
far
get
do you
through
jump?
this. Let me figure out. So my strengths, there's a calculator online that I'm using right now. I have to input my strength score,
All right.
and it has stuff for feet and all that, or how tall I am, and I do have that information because I did determine it. I'm not 6 foot whatever. I'm 5 foot 7, and so with a running start of 10 feet of movement, which I do have, I will jump about 10 feet off the ground and 25 feet horizontally.
What?
Wow.
Jeez.
I'm a
amazing.
monk.
That's really
That's right.
far.
It is really far.
Okay, very cool. So you jump hecka far away?
Yeah, so
You're traveling away from us or towards us, Silverado?
towards you guys. So
Okay, I was hoping.
because I have to go downwards because he's running up, right?
Right.
So I
see what you're
run
saying.
20 feet down the hill with a big running cert, and I jump 25 feet.
Nice. You end
Okay,
up taking
very
your
cool.
full movement anyways. Nice.
Practically my full movement, even with it being halved.
How far away from this giant are you?
Well, if I just dropped right down from him from escaping him, right?
Yeah.
Then I would be like right at the base of him. And then I started running, and he didn't hit me.
Right.
So that means I'm now 45 feet away from him.
He
Which is-
looks really angry, having dropped his prize, and
Finagling.
he just shrieks and again rips a branch off of a tree this time and runs towards you, Silverado. And he swings this tree at the tree branch that is itself almost as big as a tree. And the first strike comes in. We'll see how that does. Indeed. Will a 13 hit your AC?
No.
I don't suspect it will. And again, he comes down with the enormous tree branch.
Mm-hmm.
And will an 18 hit your AC?
An 18 will hit, yes.
Can I use my reaction to do cutting words?
Can you? I'm not sure what that would.
Yeah. He has to be within about 60 feet of me, and then I can basically insult him, and I roll my inspiration dice and subtract it from his dice roll.
For his attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll from my position where I am, I'll yell out to him, "Your attacks are useless. Just follow your buddy with his cow and get the hell out of here."
He is so pissed.
Save me. You need 3. You need to roll a 3. That's it.
Roll 4.
A 4.
There I go.
Okay.
I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
Hell yeah.
So this giant is just getting really frustrated, trying to smash
He's
you
getting
with this
dumped
huge
on.
tree branch. From up the hill, you hear the sound of another rock just crashing through the canopy. And Xander, this one comes flying at you. Those 14 hit your AC.
Oh no! Missed this time. No,
Okay.
it does not.
Okay. Lucky.
Would have
So,
been dead.
The
15
rock
would.
just
14
lands
does not.
next to you with a giant thud. And next is Vincent.
Phew.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the same giant that we've been dealing with, and I'm just gonna be like, I told you to keep running, and I'm gonna shoot him with another Eldritch Blast. Get I think a 21 will hit.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's 9 force on that one.
Okay.
And that. Oh wait, no, that's an action. Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay, Kingston is at the feet of this giant, trying to bite it. And Xander, you're up.
Okay, so I'll use half my movement to stand up. And then, is there somewhere, I kind of assessing the situation really quickly, I'm looking to see within 15 feet of me if there's somewhere I can get some cover, but still stay within range of my companions that are fighting against this giant.
Yes, you
Could
can.
be maybe the cart or
you
something
can
like
use
that.
the cart for cover or some boulders. Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So I'll definitely do that. I'll move 15. I'll move my 15 feet. Get some cover, and then looking over at the giant that's attacking Silverado, and I'll cast Dissonant Whispers at him.
What did that do?
It will do 46 damage to him, and then he has to make a save, and if he doesnn't save, he runs from you, which will hopefully provoke an attack of opportunity for you.
Mhm.
I'm
Which
sorry.
it will.
What kind of
First-
save do I need to make?
It will be, I believe, a wisdom save.
Of-
Yeah, wisdom save, and I had to roll 3d6.
It's
Wow.
it's a 5. So you do full damage,
So do 11 damage to him.
Okay.
and he has to run away.
11 psychic damage.
Nice.
And then I'll hit him on the way out.
And then, yeah, so he immediately runs to one direction laterally away from Silverado. Or
Silverado, he was 10 feet away from you because you were 45 feet from him.
Oh, no.
And he
Oh.
has 10-foot reach,
Yeah.
so he's,
I
he's 10
figured-
feet from you.
I figured that
unfortunately.
was it. All right, fair enough. Good
Uh,
roll,
I
but
forgot about
it's
that
all right.
part.
That's a good effort.
Next is Silverado.
Hey ho, off to killing giants we go. Okay,
This
so
one
we got
is
one
rough.
dude. We got that guy who's far away with the mule. We got this guy who's running far away off now that he's hurt, and we got Boulder Man up on the hill. How far away is Boulder Man?
Boulder Man is 150
throwing?
feet up the hill.
Yeah, he's up.
Okay. 100. Yeah, I can't. 150, eh?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm doing math
Okay.
in my head, but I can't do math correctly. Okay. Savvy 50.
Carry the 2.
Yeah. 60. I can do that. I can get up to him in this turn.
You're savage, bro. Let's see it.
I can
You gonna
run
go
up to
toe-to-toe
him.
with this boulder thrower. Let's go.
I can.
Oh,
All right, let's go.
So he is 150,
Yes.
and if I were to dash, that'd be 90 movement, and I would be within. I just did this math. 60 feet, which then I could shoot him, but I would have to use a key point for that. No, I wouldn't. Actually, I'm gonna dash to within my full movement and kind of position myself away from Xander, so if he throws a boulder at me, it won't hit me. And I'll just take my action to dash, and I'll get within 60 feet of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much it, and that's it. I can't do anything else.
The 2 giants that are running away, one clutching the mule underneath his arm, disappears behind the hill and into the trees. You can no longer see him, though you still hear his footsteps. The giant who was encouraged to run through your magic continues running in that direction. And this is where you all can make a decision. But first I'll explain that the third giant drops a boulder that he is holding and begins to retreat higher up the mountain.
let them go, guys. Let them go.
Yeah.
I kind of want to chase down that guy that's hurt, but we'll let him go.
Seriously.
No, man.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we just scared off 3 giants.
Yeah, I just jumped 45 feet away from a dude. Well, 25 feet, but still. Monks, man.
Monks. Giant 1 got your mule. That's all I can take away from this.
I think it's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Did anybody else other than me get hit?
Humnalda got smashed.
Oh, yeah. You should probably heal her.
She's down and out.
She's down and out.
Down and out. Yeah, I'll Okay, I'll go over to. Is she she's unconscious? So I'll go over
she's
to her
unconscious.
And, I do have a healer's kit, so I will go and apply my healer's kit, hopefully to stabilize her if I can.
Okay, very good.
And then once she is stabilized, I will give her a healing word.
Okay.
Let's. Oh, yeah. That one.
My
And
first
heal her
Fernangle.
for 4 hit points. Heal Ronaldo for 4 hit points.
Okay. She is comes back to consciousness and begins to look about, trying to catch her bearings. What happened?
Giants everywhere.
Basically, we're going up the hill, and then we get ganked by 3 hill giants.
Giants.
One of which took our mule, so he's gone. The other one we were fighting with for a bit, and he captured me but I got away, and he's gone. And the third one was up the hill, throwing boulders at us, and he started running away. So I think we're good for now.
So we must find a place off the trail, or maybe they'll be back if they think they can make short work of us, is what Thragnoun has to say.
I think for the remainder of the trip, we need to hug the edges of the trail and
Yeah.
definitely camp
Mhm.
off the trail.
Well, the
just
cart
for-
is broken.
I was gonna
and
say the
gone,
cart is
so-
destroyed and our mule is gone. So
We're off to walking.
yeah, these boots are made for walking.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do
Is
we
there anyone
have
amongst us that can't walk? Really? We have the one guy with the broken leg.
One of them. The other one can walk, but not very quickly. I can ask Kingston if he would. Well, I have to do it later, but I could ask Kingston if he was all right with carrying one of them. But they're dwarves, so they're very very heavy for like a warg, especially so.
I'm not sure that Kingston would have the endurance at this point, or the tone, the muscle tone.
If he was
to
older,
carry him for very
probably.
long. Yeah, like maybe if you needed to get him across town or something,
Yeah,
but for a long journey, probably not as much at this point.
yeah, all right, I kind of figured that's worth. Well, we survived.
Yeah.
Indeed, you all survived the giant attack, but now you're in quite a predicament. What other threats might be out there? I don't know. I think for this time, we'll call the session here, and we'll meet again next week and pick it up from there.
That sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
All right.